on the three-point line. They'll go to Plumlee. Handoff coming around the left side is Morris. He'll send it to Millsap for three. It's a miss, and Howard has the rebound. 12-11. Denver's lead a single point as James gets across half court. Plumlee was waiting for him and altered James' course to the right. Here's a mismatch against Monte Morris. Backs him down. Behind the back pass to Howard. Went up strong. Tried to dunk it a little too far away. Got fouled, and Dwight Howard will shoot two.
Well, the game may appear a little bit or a lot disjointed, but the coach that's happier with that is Mike Malone. I mean, this pace suits Denver more than it suits the more you can get the Lakers to walk the ball up the court or play at a slower speed, that's to your advantage.
5:10 on the clock. Denver 12, Lakers 11. In Game 5 of the Western Finals as Dwight Howard buries the first of two free throws. And we get some more Denver changes. Michael Porter Jr., rookie coming in. Paul Millsap will head to the bench.
Still no sub for Jamal Murray. One of the things Michael Malone said between Games 4 and tonight, I'm running the poor kid to the ground, but when you take him out, things seem to go sideways in a hurry. Jamal gets a second to go.
Rajon Rondo coming on the floor for Los Angeles as the Lakers take a 13-12 lead.
But Dwight makes two free throws.
That's right. On top of it all, he's shot almost 60% in the postseason. 1 point Laker lead. Porter with it up high against Green. Drives by and flips it up with a left hand. High off the window and in. Denver back in front. Now Rondo gets right to the three-point line. Two-hand bounce pass to the wing. KCP into Howard. Spins on Plumlee, who swats the ball away. Howard saving it on the end line into the corner for Green. Still 10 to shoot for the Lakers. Back to Rondo on the left. They leave him some daylight. He'll shoot the three, and he will make it as the Lakers go in front by two. Rondo, a 44% three-point shooter in limited action here in the postseason. Here's Murray driving by KCP into AD. Shot no good. There's the whistle as Jamal Murray aggressively taking it toward the basket. He'll get two free throws here. 4:17 on the clock. First quarter, first foul on Anthony Davis.
Good sign that he gets by people.
Yeah, very good sign, and he attacked in there. Is that Jamal's second field goal attempt only so far? I mean, he got fouled, so he won't be credited with it.
0 for 1, first free throw, front rim, back iron, and in for Jamal Murray as Kyle Kuzma and Alex Caruso coming in as Dwight Howard heads to the bench, and so does Danny Green. One more free throw coming for Jamal Murray. The Denver Nuggets, who back on August 25th, were looking at potentially leaving the bubble. Game 5 against Utah, they won. They rallied down 3-1 as Murray hits the second free throw as well, tying the game at 16. Caruso quickly, front court, dribbling up along the three-point arc. Bouncing it for Davis, gets by Plumlee, gets by Porter, gets fouled by Porter, and Davis puts it in.
This is so frustrating if you're Mike Malone because the lone rotation defender was Michael Porter Jr., and he just sort of matador slaps. I mean, no clue how to come over in defensive transition and try to make Anthony Davis play through his chest. Just reaches, slaps, and commits a foul.
And he goes out and he's talking to Tony Brown like, what did I do? He did nothing, and he committed a foul on top of that. But the good news for Denver is at this point on Thursday night, I think AD had about 12 points and LeBron had about 8. They had 24 in the first quarter. They're relatively quiet right now. This will be number 5 points for AD, and LeBron's only got 2. So much better defensive start for the Nuggets.
19-16 Lakers. 4 minutes to go, first quarter. Jamal Murray been on the floor the whole time in the first quarter. Gives it up to Torrey Craig now in. Zips a pass to the corner. Morris trying to get by Kuzma. Got the bump. Shot up, no good. 3:53 to go. Foul will be against Los Angeles. Kyle Kuzma picks up number 1. 3:53 to go in the first, and 2 free throws coming for Monte Morris, who had a 14-point game 3, 12 in game 4 to go with 4 assists off the Denver bench. First free throw drilled by Morris, third-year man out of Iowa State.
Denver has got to, do what they're doing right now, get to the free throw line. This will be their 4th, but they got to stay in touch because that free throw difference really hurt them. The Lakers are already 6 for 7, so They've got to play without fouling on the defensive end, and they have to get to the free throw line themselves as Monte converts the second one.
19-18, Denver back within 1 point. Caruso, front court, at the top for the Lakers. Goes to Davis in the left, feeds the cutting Caruso on the give and go for the deuce.
They're doubling LeBron and AD anytime either guy has a back to the basket, and then they've got to spray out and find shooters or cutters.
Especially Cutter going to the basket. The one thing you got to cover is the lane.
21-18, here's Porter. Catch and shoot three is good from the left. Well, as tough as Porter's been on the defensive end, brings that offense 5 points here off the bench, tied at 21. Davis gets all the way to the rim, missed the layup, got knocked down, looking for a call, none given. On the other end of the floor, Plumlee to Murray. Knocked out of bounds from behind by the Lakers in the chase.
Alex Caruso did a heck of a job. It looked like Jamal Murray had a layup, and Caruso ran him down from the backside and got a piece of the ball. I thought that fast break, a really good pass by Mason Plumlee. I thought it was a sure two, and Caruso erased it.
Off the inbound, it's Plumlee hitting Porter, who fires it off the glass, gets it himself, and puts it in. 7 off the bench for Michael Porter Jr.
He passed it off the glass to himself. Took a page from LeBron. He's doing it offensively. If he would just give them some rebounds or a little bit of defense.
Rondo passing on top to Kuzma. He'll launch a three that misses the rim, hits the net, heads out of bounds. Denver protecting a 2-point lead with 2:50 to go here in the first quarter.
I like where Denver's at, other than Jokic's foul trouble. I mean, if I'm Frank Vogel, I'm more concerned than Mike Malone right now. His team is not playing with their accustomed force. He talks about that all the time, that they have to impose their physicality on their opponent. They are not doing that to this point.
Timeout here at Disney with the Nuggets leading the Lakers by 2, 23-21, 2:50 left, opening quarter. This is the Western Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
And now another edition of Obvious News from Geico. A study says that soft talkers do not make great radio personalities. We asked local librarian Steve Sage about this, and here's what he said.
Honestly, I don't buy it. I think I make very captivating radio.
Also in Obvious News, Geico makes it easy to save money and easy to manage your policy with the Geico app. So switching is a really smart decision. How does Steve feel about this?
I love the Geico app. I use it all the time.
That's Obvious News from Geico.
To keep you and your loved ones safe during the coronavirus pandemic, TuneIn has the latest guidelines from the CDC. Wash your hands often for at least 20 seconds. Avoid close contact. If possible, maintain 6 feet from people who are sick or non-household members. Cover your mouth and nose with a face mask when around others. Clean and disinfect your area, and make sure to monitor your health daily. For the latest stories and news updates on COVID-19, search Coronavirus News. Ready for a fan-driven take on this season's MLB action? On the Beat the Shift podcast, superfans Alex Huey, Farbod Markazi, and Ray Estrada break down all the latest MLB news and drama while supplying you with top-notch fantasy baseball advice.
It's been bad. Before this win streak, the Padres bullpen was bad. Like all their new guys are struggling. Drew Pomeranz was the only good relief pitcher they had. They kind of cleaned that up.
Search Beat the Shift on TuneIn to listen.
The sports world is full of inspirational stories of heroic figures. It also has its fair share of shady characters. Aaron Hernandez, Donald Sterling, Vikram Chabri, O.J. Simpson. For detailed retellings of some of the darkest sagas in sports, search sports documentaries on the TuneIn app.
I'm Kevin Winter in our studios. This is one of the most obscure, but it's a fun stat. Every NBA Finals dating back to 1984 that has been completed has featured a player to play with Shaquille O'Neal at some point during their careers. Tonight's player resume is brought to you by Indeed. Find the high-impact hire your business needs at Indeed.com/high-impact. The only way that streak continues is either if the Lakers and or the Heat get in. You'd have Udonis Haslem in Miami, Danny Green, LeBron, Rajon Rondo, and Jared Dudley with the Lakers. Kesty Doris and PJ, if for some reason Boston and Denver go to the finals, the streak is over. Back to you in Orlando.
Listen, Mr. Obscure, get some sleep tonight. Put that encyclopedia away.
The NBA on ESPN Radio is brought to you by Eno, the Capital One assistant. What's in your wallet? I might have to put my encyclopedia away if Rajon Rondo gets to the finals. He'd only be the fourth guy to play for the Lakers and the Celtics in an NBA final. Wow. How about that? Caruso darts, coast to coast, lays it in.
What does PJ always say? You miss a layup on one end, it always results in a layup on the other one.
The execution was perfect. He just couldn't catch it and put it down.
23 all, double team on Murray. They hassle and take it away. Other end, Caruso throws it down with a right hand to give the Lakers a 25-23 lead.
Aggressive double team against Jamal. Anthony Davis is holding his left side when he fell on the floor.
Jamal Murray already with his hands on his shorts bent over in a half court.
Played 10 minutes so far here in the first quarter. 2 minutes to go. Denver down 2. Torrey Craig with it on the left, up top to Monte Morris. Morris against Rondo into the lane. Hits the running. Craig can't finish. This time Plumlee finishes on the offensive stick back. Tied at 25. Kuzma blowing in from the left against Porter, and it's a block foul on Porter. Barely moved an inch, and it's a chance at a three-point play.
All he had to do was turn his chest toward Kuzma, and it was a offensive foul. He goes sideways. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I hate to laugh, but those are two of the worst defensive plays I've seen in a conference finals game. The foul that he committed on the Anthony Davis, and then that one, and right away he gets taken out of the game, or excuse me, Jamal Murray gets taken out of the game. Guys, and I'm going to say this to you, PJ. Coming out of the next quarter, I have a question for you about Jamal Murray and where he is physically and what you would do as an opposing head coach.
Kyle Kuzma, three-point play complete. 28-25 Lakers, 90 seconds left in the first. Monte Morris stopped by Caruso. Pass intended for Plumlee down the lane, knocked out of bounds by Anthony Davis. I know we have plus-minus. It's a different story, but you should have a plus-minus with Michael Porter. He's got 7 offensive points, but he's given up 5 on the other end.
If he rebounds, he's okay. If he gives them offense and rebounding, that's great.
Great pass underneath the basket. Plumlee, reverse jam and one. His back was to the rim, over the head, able to guide it through the cylinder, and he was fouled.
Well, I don't know what, but before that ball was inbounded, LeBron James and Anthony Davis were having a very animated conversation. I don't know what it was about, but one of them was not happy with something that was going on.
Fouls on AD. That'll be his second. He's coming out of the game. Markieff Morris, who was big after signing with the LA Lakers.
Andy went down to talk to him. AD's really upset about something.
Here's Rondo driving. No look to James in the dunker spot. Sends it outside to Markieff Morris, who misses a three. Very active Michael Porter rebound. Tied at 28. 1:10 to go first quarter. Sends it to Monte Morris with 10 to shoot. Morris going to dribble against Markieff Morris. He's going to rise, fire, and knock home a 20-footer.
Wasn't a very smooth offensive possession, but it worked out because of a one-on-one move. Mason Plumlee's given him good minutes. Other than missing that alley-oop dunk, he's played well.
30-28, Denver. 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Rondo from the left. They give him some space. He'll shoot the three, and now he's 2 for 2 from three-point land.
I just cannot get over the difference in his confidence. And Frank Vogel, going back to the start of the season, said he's earned the right to have a green light from 3.
31-30, Lakers. A crushing screen gets Monte Morris free on the baseline, but he missed the 10-foot jumper. LeBron coming the other way with the Lakers up 1, middle of the floor. Passes to the right, Rondo fires to Caruso on the wing. About 7 seconds difference. Shot clock, first quarter clock. Shot clock at 12. James backing down Craig, mid-post right, down to the baseline. Behind the back pass to Caruso, flips it up and in. What a dime by James.
It's the reason he loves playing with Alex Caruso. Smart basketball player. Twice he's cut, twice he scored.
7 seconds left in the first. Denver down 3. Porter to the deep corner. Porter contested 3. It's a miss. Missed the rim. LeBron caught it. He'll hold. And the Lakers will have a 3-point lead after the first quarter.
I was going to second-guess Monte Morris, but what he did was take a 2-for-1 jump shot on that previous possession, but they didn't get a very good look with that last 7-second possession. The one thing Mike Malone really has to shore up in the half court, when they double team, they are not doing a good job identifying cutters going to the rim. They've scored 3 times on a simple pass, cut and got a layup because the rotation didn't see the cutter.
Lakers a 3-1 series lead and a 33-30 lead over Denver after one quarter in Game 5. This is the Western Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
To keep you and your loved ones safe during the coronavirus pandemic, TuneIn has the latest guidelines from the CDC. Wash your hands often for at least 20 seconds. Avoid close contact. If possible, maintain 6 feet from people who are sick or non-household members. Cover your mouth and nose with a face mask when around others. Clean and disinfect your area and make sure to monitor your health daily. For the latest stories and news updates on COVID-19, search Coronavirus News.
Wish you could catch up on the NBA playoff race in 30 minutes or less? The NBA Daily Ding is your quick, comprehensive daily rundown of the NBA.
Just keeps it again against Forbes. He'll shoot a deep three. Hit it!
Let the Athletics team of NBA experts fill you in on everything you need to know to start your day.
Is that it was actually 1 for 22. It was all free throws. There we go. That makes sense. But yes, that was.
Search NBA Daily Ding on TuneIn to listen.
And now a game of commercial chicken, brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
So, have you noticed how everyone's grammar is completely awful now? Like, the texting and the LOLs. Whatever happened to punctuation? I mean, drivers who switch to Progressive could save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
College football. It's the game you wake up early on Saturdays for, even though kickoff isn't until 7. The game where the Goodyear blimp becomes a Hall of Famer. The game that goes just beyond school spirit, fandom, or love of the sport. It's the game where the comebacks happen. It's the game where anything can and will happen, as long as you have the drive. Because college football is the game that moves you. We get it because it moves us too. Goodyear, more driven.
And now more Straight Talk from Straight Talk. The big wireless companies say they're the only way to get the best coverage.
Because they've got like a gajillion cell towers?
Something like that. But Straight Talk Wireless runs on those same towers, so you get the same great networks for up to 50% less.
I wonder if they're counting that one in Kickapoo, Kansas.
Oh boy. Switch today and get our unlimited plan for just $45 a month with 25 gigs at high speeds and no contract. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
Savings may vary. See straighttalk.com.
23 all, double team on Murray. They hassle and take it away. Other end, Caruso throws it down with a right hand to give the Lakers a 25-23 lead.
Alex Caruso with 8 off the bench. It's Lakers by 3 at the end of 12 minutes, 33-30. Let's drop the second quarter back at Orlando in game number 5 of the Western Conference Finals with PJ Carlesimo and Doris Burke. Here's Mark Kestisher.
All right, Kev, a slight 17-16 bench advantage for the Lakers, led by Alex Caruso, 4 for 4 for those 8 points.
Yeah, I mean, who'd have thought? Anthony Davis has 5, LeBron has 2, Nikola Jokic has 5, Jamal Murray has 2. The big guns have not done much. The bench guys have stepped up for both teams, and if Denver can clean up that one cut on the double teams, that's one of the reasons those guys only have 5 and 2, LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They also have 5 assists between them because they're recognized in the double.
Nikola Jokic was limited to under 6 minutes action with 2 fouls on the floor to open quarter 2. Nuggets attack to our right. Jokic receives it baseline left against JaVale McGee, backing him down, spinning, gets the shot up, missed it, chased down his own miss, puts it up with a left-hand hook and scores.
It took his time that time. He missed an enormous shot late in the game the other night because he didn't gather before he went up. When he could have made it a 3-point game late, he kind of burped up a little layup. That was a good one.
Lakers a 1-point lead. JaVale McGee now against Jokic in the mid-post. Flips it up top to Markieff Morris. Finds Kuzma curling on the left side. He'll reload. JaVale McGee facing up left side. Jokic says, shoot it if you want. He does from 10 and misses. Jeremy Grant into the front court. Grant to the three-point line to Jokic. Has some room. Shoots the 3. Misses it short front rim.
I still like him being aggressive.
LeBron James front court for the Lakers. Cuts into the lane. Hangs. The late footer won't fall through. Rebound tipped out. LeBron has it down low. Blocked underneath by Torrey Craig. Right behind James. Didn't see it coming. Here's Grant the other way. Bullies Kuzma. JaVale McGee blowing in from behind. Knocks it across the baseline. Denver ball.
LeBron really lobbying for a foul. But to me, that's the instances, right, where he's not the same guy physically. That would have been a dunk most of his career.
LeBron now at 35 years of age. Here's Porter, a three from on top, missed for Denver. McGee has the rebound. Minute 15 into the second quarter. Lakers 33, Denver 32. James and Markieff Morris with JaVale McGee, and that's an offensive foul on McGee, who was trying to cut through the lane and just banged right into one of two Denver Nuggets that were standing on the free throw line.
Well, if you could combine both these teams, you could make some edit for some crazy turnovers tonight. What's happening on that floor?
Fourth Laker turnover. Two offensive fouls and two baseline violations. Jokic cleared out right side against McGee. Backs him down, mid-post right. Gets his spot, goes with a left hand on the wraparound lay-in.
That's twice now. He's had a nice arm angle. Two little baby hooks, but it's different than that. It's so outstretched from his body. Incredible.
7 points for Jokic, and the Nuggets out in front, 34-33. James head of steam down the lane, blows by Jokic and lays it in.
Good decision by Nikola Jokic. Got out of the way. He can't afford a third foul. I think he likes playing against JaVale McGee a little bit more than Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis.
Yeah, the eyes have lit up here. Here we go. Jokic against McGee. Takes him baseline right. Wards him off. McGee fell down. Blocking foul on McGee is the call.
I thought that easily could have been a charge. I thought Jokic led with his left hand to clear some space.
And JaVale McGee after two fouls and a rough 2 minutes against Jokic. That experiment's over. Dwight Howard's back on the floor. 35-34. Lakers leading Denver.
Got the replay right there. He extended his hand before. I think the fact that JaVale tripped let the official make the call he did.
Off the inbound, Monte Morris has it. He has the switch against Dwight Howard. Feeds Jokic against Caruso. Turns on him. Whistle and a foul. An offensive foul. Number 3 on Jokic. Foul trouble has been the story with Jokic the last couple of games. That's number 3 at the 9:32 mark to go in the second quarter. What'd you see on the replay, PJ?
Well, first of all, he had his jersey in his hand, and secondly, I thought he was moving. I did not like the call by Eric Lewis, but I can see why, looking from the backside, why he would make that call.
LeBron James attacking the basket to our left. Now gets a high screen for Morris. James all the way down to the baseline, puts it off the window and in. Lakers by 3.
He saw Malone was going to be the help defender and knew that he could get by him easily.
Michael Porter, that's the second time he could have drawn a charge very easily.
Monte Morris sneaking in behind the screen of Plumlee and rises from 10 for the basket.
Monte Morris has been very aggressive these last 2 games.
No Jamal Murray on the floor, Kesty, sorry.
That's okay. The Lakers with a 1-point lead, and LeBron James getting aggressive. Another drive to the rim and a lefty lay-in. Michael Malone's seen enough. He's calling a timeout.
Yeah, they're scoring way too easily in the half court. I mean, they're getting layups in the half court. You can't have that. Doesn't have a great defensive team on the floor, but again, Jokic is in foul trouble. Jamal Murray appears to be hurting. Michael Malone's got his hands full managing this roster right now.
3 straight LeBron James layups. He's up to 8 points. Timeout, Lakers 39, Nuggets 36, 8:49 left in the half. You're listening to the Western Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Hey, it's Greeny, and I will see you Monday after one of the busiest sports weekends you will ever imagine. The NFL, the SEC is back, Major League Baseball, the NBA playoffs. See you Monday with me, Greeny, starting noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN News.
Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio.
Drops in front of Nick Quinn. The Cardinals have tied the game.
The Brewers and Cardinals wrap up the regular season tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Presented by Geico.
We are in it for the playoffs, in it for the sun and the storm.
Breanna Stewart all over this game.
In it for the Leafs and Aces. Oh, Angel Wilson! And we're always in it for her. Only the best in the game are worthy of the crown. The WNBA, we're in it for good. Semifinals continue tomorrow at 1 on ESPN and at 3 Eastern on ABC.
It's your apartment speaking, and I need some favors. When you're singing in the shower, just try going up a key. You're trying to be an alto when really you're a soprano. Oh, and if you could bundle your renters and car insurance with Geico, it's easy to do online and we could save money. And then when you read your murder mysteries at night, could you read out loud? But skip the murder parts because I get scared.
Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com today.
College football, it's the game you wake up early on Saturdays for, even though kickoff isn't until 7. The game where the Goodyear blimp becomes a Hall of Famer. The game that goes just beyond school spirit, fandom, or love of the sport. It's the game where the comebacks happen. It's the game where anything can and will happen, as long as you have the drive. Because college football is the game that moves you. We get it because it moves us too. Goodyear, more driven.
I'm Kevin Oyster in our studios. Time now for the Performance of the Week, brought to you by Pennzoil. Pennzoil synthetic motor oils are made from natural gas. It gives you unbeatable engine protection. The proof is in the Pennzoil, based on Sequence 4A wear test using SAE 5W30. And it goes to Boston's Jason Tatum. 17 of his 31 came in the third quarter yesterday. 31 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. The Celtics put up a 70 spot in the second half, keep their season alive against Miami. We've got exclusive coverage of game number 6 in the Eastern Conference Finals tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern. It feels like this is getting away from Denver, but it's only a 3-point deficit to go back to Mark Kestisher here in game 5 of the Western Conference Finals.
All right, Kev, thanks a lot. A great cross of all of our favorite sports at the same time, and the NBA playoffs deep into the conference finals. 39-36 in favor of the Lakers. 8:49 to go, PJ, here in the second quarter, as Jamal Murray back on the floor with Jokic on the bench with 3 fouls.
Well, and just to finish what Doris was talking about, he's averaging 39.4 in all the games in the playoffs. That's the 5th most. And a couple of those guys ahead of him, there's 2 Celtics, but a couple others are long gone. They only played 4 or 5 games.
Murray late in the clock with 8 goes to Grant. Little 20-foot jumper on its way short, rebounded by Kuzma. Gives it to James with Caruso, Dwight Howard, Markieff Morris in Laker purple, a 3-point lead. Here's James, been taking it toward the rack, drives and kicks. Morris, corner 3, yes, right in front of the Laker bench for a 6-point lead.
Interestingly enough, Jamal Murray was guarding LeBron James that possession.
Biggest lead of the night here for the Lakers at 6. Porter will send it deep right corner to Murray. He's guarded by LeBron James as he was in the fourth quarter in game 4. Murray nowhere to go. Dejectedly gives it up to Plumlee. Plumlee drives into Howard, a bump, missed it at the rim. He tried to lay it in, came up just short, out of bounds to Los Angeles.
I think he was more open than he realized. Dwight Howard contested it, but Mason could have finished that one.
James in the front court, drives all the way down the post. He's bullying Jeremy Grant, and a whistle from Zach Zarba, the lead official, up high against Denver.
Just to add some more context to the Jamal Murray situation, guys, I hate to beat the drum. Great site, DNVR. He's run the equivalent of 2 marathons in the playoffs. Every 3 days he's running a 10K.
Wow. Here's James spinning off the inbound, gets deep, lays it up and in. That's 10 points for LeBron James in the first half. The Laker lead grows to 8.
They can't switch Michael Porter on to him. Since Anthony Davis has gone out, LeBron's just put his head down, and he's going to the rim every time.
Got a kick ball by the Lakers defense as Murray was trying to bounce it over to Plumlee on the left, and Paul Millsap will enter the Denver lineup for Michael Porter Jr. 7:24 on the clock, second quarter. Lakers a 3-1 series lead and a 44-36 lead right now on Denver. Mark Kestisher, PJ Carlissimo, Doris Burke with you from Orlando. Denver will inbound, far side Grant. Quickly into Murray with a fresh 14. Murray using the Plumlee high screen, feeds the roller Plumlee. One bounce in the lane outside to Harris. Harris sends it to Murray. Left side Grant, and a wide open 3. Circles the rim, no good. Tipped all the way out. Plumlee able to tip it and keep it alive. Here's Murray at 3. No good short. Alex Caruso has it for LA.
You use your legs on 3-point shots.
Here's a pass inside. Dwight Howard makes the catch against Gary Harris, and as he was trying to go up, got fouled. Howard to the line, and that's a very big point, Doris, when you see those jump shots coming up short for Murray.
And he was not even close. I mean, barely grazed the front rim. That is not the blue arrow, as he is called, in terms of his shooting ability. And right now, the Lakers are punishing them in the paint. It's not just LeBron James. They're entering the ball and Howard do some work. He's got 2 free throws. 28-20 advantage in the paint right now.
Dwight Howard missing the first of 2. That foul was on Gary Harris, who now has 3 personal fouls, like Nikola Jokic. Harris still out there. 6:57 on the clock, first half. Howard already 4 points, 4 rebounds, making his second straight start in the series. And the second free throw, no good as well, rebounded by Millsap. Murray wearing the highlighter yellow sneakers here tonight in Game 5. We'll send it to Millsap on the right. Rips through underneath. And a whistle as Markieff Morris was trying to defend him. At 6:45 to go here in the first 2 free throws coming for Paul Millsap. First personal on Markieff Morris.
It appears that Paul Millsap realizes he's got to step up offensively. Jokic is not in the game. Mason Plumlee's man is leaving him to double team every time. Jamal Murray appears to us to be subpar physically. So where's the offense going to come from? It would seem to be Jeremy Grant and Paul Millsap have got to step up and help. And Michael Malone is also going to try P.J. Dozier coming in right now. Gave him good minutes back in Game 2, I believe. Played very well.
6:45 to go in the half, 44-37. Opportunity to get a little bit closer here with Millsap at the free throw line. But P.J., as a coach, what would you consider a win getting out of this half with?
Single digits.
Yeah.
So it just looks better psychologically. Even these guys that do this for a living, 9 or less looks a lot better than 10 or more.
Millsap 2 free throws. Denver within 6. Alex Caruso trying to thread one down the lane off the foot of a Denver player. Side in coming for Caruso and the Lakers.
He thought LeBron was going to pick and roll, and instead he pick and pop. If any of the Nuggets could have caught that, it would have been a turnover. And bad luck for them. It hit their foot.
LeBron James has it off the inbound, standing just inside the three-point line against P.J. Dozier just into the game. Takes him off the bounce, jump pass out to Caruso. Alex drives, flips it up with a right hand, a blocking foul, and one.
Zach Zarba, I believe, is saying he was inside the restricted area because it was a charge.
That's the only thing I could think of, PJ. His left heel was on that circle underneath. Really, it's the only thing that's saving because it's going the other way with points off the boards.
Yep, no question. Good call by Zach Zarba.
Well, Dozier his first, and how about Alex Caruso off that Laker bench? 5 for 5, 10 points, free throw coming, good. He's got 11, and the Lakers have a 47-38 lead.
See what P.J. Dozier can do. Second cousin of Celtic great, the late Reggie Lewis, nephew of Charlotte's Terry Dozier.
47-38, Los Angeles. Here's Dozier at the free throw line, back to Grant, right side Murray. 7 to shoot. Murray now picked up by LeBron James with 5. Murray dribbling against James into the lane, hangs a little one-legged jumper, missed everything. Markieff Morris has it under the basket. Sends it out to half court. Caruso to James, up and under, layup's good. A dozen for LeBron, and the Lakers lead grows.
LeBron, all his points in the paint last 12, and his average shot distance under 3 feet.
He's just taking it right to them.
11-point lead. Here's Murray with an off-balance baseline J that went in.
Yeah, he got away with a foul as he got away with fouls late in the game. They missed some fouls on LeBron.
Caruso hitting the diving Dwight Howard down the lane for the lay-in.
Too easy. They're not only getting layups, Doris, they're getting them in the first 6-8 seconds of the shot clock.
Here's Murray behind the back escape dribble, and a leaner from the elbow is good. So 2 tough shots for Murray back-to-back. Denver back within 9.
Yeah, then he's laboring back to get back on the defensive end, looking at the official saying, that's a foul, too.
Coming up on 5 minutes to go in the first half. 51-42 Lakers. LeBron James against Jamal Murray. LeBron James' eyes widening as he gets to the elbow. Passes corner. Morris 3. No good. Rebounded by Grant.
Yeah, he keeps running in a high pick and roll to get Jamal Murray on him. He's starting on Caruso, and they force the switch.
Murray cuts to the left. Pass to Plumlee. Middle of the lane. Outside Grant. Good look at a 3. Hits the rim. Rebounded by Dwight Howard. Lakers trying to build on this 9-point spread, and they'll slow it down and grab a breath with a Los Angeles timeout.
Well, they're running a pick and roll with Mason Plumlee, and he rolls to the basket with nobody guarding him. Now there's somebody waiting at the rim, and instead of taking the short jump shot, he kicks it out to the corner. Jeremy Grant was open, but I think he's got to shoot that. He's got to give him a couple points on his pick and roll because his man is just leaving him to double Jamal Murray anytime he wants to.
LeBron James leading all scorers with 12. Timeout, 4:34 left, first half, game 5. Lakers 51, Nuggets 42. This is the Western Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indy.
Your weekly golf recap is here. On the Golf Weekly podcast, Joe Malloy talks with pros and insiders to review everything that's happened and is going to happen in the glorious world of golf.
Hello there, you're very welcome along. It is busy in the world of golf right now, not least in Golf Weekly. We have a very special guest coming up. He is an Open Championship legend. The R&A are putting together a pretty cool idea at the weekend. More details on that to come, but suffice to say, we have as good an Open player as...
Search Golf Weekly on TuneIn to listen.
If you love public radio, you know that there's so much more than one kind of NPR station. While some affiliates focus on news and talk, others specialize in playing some of the most original and refreshing music put on the airwaves. From national flagships like All Songs Considered and Tiny Desk concerts to beloved shows like Morning Becomes Eclectic from KCRW and WXPN's World Cafe. TuneIn has all the incredible stations, shows, and podcasts that make the NPR universe the most exciting place to hear and discover music. Search NPR Music to start listening.
Ready for the inside scoop on the NBA postseason race?
Look at this shot by Lillard!
On the Hollinger and Duncan NBA show, basketball insider John Hollinger and Dunked On podcast host Nate Duncan join forces to bring you the smartest weekly NBA podcast on the court, featuring next-level analysis of the league, its teams, and its players, all the way to the NBA Finals.
We'll do some overall playoff predictions here at the end.
Search Hollinger and Duncan NBA show on TuneIn to listen.
What do you mean you don't follow TuneIn on social media? From important reminders on the biggest live events and news stories to hand-picked recommendations of our favorite stations and podcasts. Follow @TuneIn on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay in the know.
I'm Kevin Winter in our studios. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is game number 5 of the Western Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Rise and Grind with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Weekday morning, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern, ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and ESPN News. The boys will recap week number 3 on a Sunday edition in the NFL. And maybe Kesty, Doris, and PJ have an NBA Finals to look forward to. Maybe. Lakers by 9 tonight here in the West. Back to you.
And Kev, those Lakers 8 for 12, Doris, so far here in the second quarter.
There have been times in the series where I felt like LeBron has settled for jump shots. Well, tonight he is getting downhill, PJ, and it's not just his points in the paint and scoring for himself.
Well, I have a feeling that conversation before to Anthony Davis was, let's step it up. And LeBron stepped it up, and he just started putting his head down and bullying whoever was near him from the Denver Nuggets.
Lakers out of the timeout. Anthony Davis on the floor for James. Rondo collides with Jamal Murray. Both go down.
I don't believe that. That's right in front of Eric Lewis and Tony Brown. Zach Zarba has to make the call from the other side.
Against Rajon Rondo, turning it over to Murray and the Nuggets. Rondo leading with that right shoulder.
And Jamal Murray limps over to the sideline.
Just joining us, Jamal Murray looking less than 100%. Jokic on the bench with 3 fouls. Murray feeding Millsap to P.J. Dozier. Giving him second quarter run here in another elimination game for Denver. They go to Millsap. Spins by Rondo. Shot blocked by Markieff Morris. Lakers have it. Rondo at half court. Lob for Davis for the slam. Lakers by 11. Defense to offense. 53-42 Lakers. 3:45 left in the half. Denver going to try again. Basket to our right. Here's Millsap coming around the top. Couple of dribbles. Stops. Looking to pass. Murray comes to him. Gets it off the bounce. Double comes. Over to Grant on the left. Grant drives into the lane. Hangs. Shot is short. Plumlee comes up with it. And a reverse jam for Mason Plumlee.
They're doubling Jamal Murray every time, and he's making the appropriate pass. But normally the guy he gets it to doesn't want to shoot the ball.
Lakers with it, 3:20 to go in the half. Rondo shovels it on top to Alex Caruso. 9-point LA lead. Caruso stops inside the arc, left side Rondo looking for Davis. Now he's going to shoot the three. Rondo is first missed from three after making two. Murray up ahead, wide open. Dozier beat the Lakers down floor for the lay-in.
That's a way not to have to contend with the Lakers' size at the rim. Get out in transition. PJ leaks. Nice delivery.
Denver cuts the deficit to 7. 53-46 Lakers, 2:50 left in the half. Anthony Davis, a slow dribble just left of the circle. Passes to Markieff Morris, 8 to shoot. Back to AD. Guarded by Millsap. The double comes with 4. AD, one dribble. Contested jumper, no good, but the foul is called. Late clock Denver foul on a tough jump shot by AD. Will get him to the free throw line.
I want to see this replay.
Fouls on Millsap is first.
Have you noticed that there's no more force going to the basket since LeBron has left the court?
Good point.
Lakers settle for a three the one time and have a fadeaway jump shot right there. Just watch the replay. Was there any contact?
The angle was tough, but to me it didn't look like a lot. But again, the ankle was tough. It was up above the arms, so I don't know if he got him on the lower body.
Anthony Davis, free throws. First one is good. 2:38 left in the half. LeBron James going to check into the game. Alex Caruso sits down. Contavious Caldwell-Pope replacing Markieff Morris.
Force is back in the game. The next couple possessions are going to be attacking the rim.
LeBron James on the floor with 12 points, 4 boards, 5 assists. AD, one more free throw on its way and good. 9 in the first half for Anthony Davis. 9-point Laker lead.
Nobody knows the way to the finals better than LeBron, and he wants to get it done tonight and get some rest before the finals.
Kicked ball as Jamal Murray was dribbling on the left side off of AD. LeBron trying to make his 10th finals. Anthony Davis trying to go for the very first time.
What was his string before last year? Wasn't it like 9?
8 in a row.
8 in a row?
8 in a row ended last year. Lakers did not qualify. Dozier for Plumlee makes the catch, and he's fouled at the rim as he tried to make the catch.
Plumlee has given them excellent minutes. He is a lob threat at the rim. He is a good passer. I do agree with you, PJ. There's been times where he could shoot shots in the middle of the paint rather than kick to either the strong or weak side corner.
That was 3 on Anthony Davis, and a slow walk for AD as he's replaced by Dwight Howard.
Slow walk. Looks like he's coming in from the bullpen.
Off the inbound, here's a drive. Dozier missed the layup, falls off the rim at the front. James the rebound, up ahead to Rondo with 2:20 left in the half and a 9-point Laker lead. Rondo wide open for 3 again. He missed it. Howard tipped, no, and Millsap has the rebound.
I think Rajon shot that because he saw Howard and LeBron underneath. Figured if he missed it, they would get the rebound.
Like a dump and chase in hockey.
Yeah.
Here's Grant in the lane. Turn-in shot, no. Plumlee tip, no. LeBron has it with under 2 minutes to go in the half. LeBron into the front court, to the free throw line. Down the lane, hammered as he went for the lay-in attempt. Got knocked down. He'll be helped up and right to the free throw line at 1:52 to play here in the second quarter.
I'm going to LeBron's shot chart on our little computer here, and it's a whole bunch of little dots inside the restricted area, right by the rim. That's where he's shooting the ball tonight.
One little dot becomes one big-looking dot when they overlay each other. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 free throws coming. First on its way and good. 10-point Laker lead, 56-46, late stages of the second quarter, about 1:52 to go.
He literally has not taken a shot outside, not the pro line, the college line. Picture a college lane. That's where every shot has come from tonight with LeBron.
James' second free throw, good as well. 14 points in game 5 thus far for James. Lakers lead by 11. 57-46, 1:50 left in the first half. Jamal Murray cuts to the top, dives down the lane. Layup with a left hand is good.
Jamal Murray's looking better and better. He's kind of probing and going. He's not going like with a big burst of speed, but he's getting it done.
Trying to keep Denver in the game. Down 9. 90 seconds to go in the half. LeBron at the top. Right side pass Kuzma. Nearly lost it back to James. James, a long 3 from straight on is a miss and rebounded by Dozier.
Very surprised by that.
The deepest by far shot James has taken in the first half. Here's Jamal Murray attacking, stops, bounces it for Plumlee, who passes outside Dozier. PJ a drive, wraparound pass Plumlee. Blocked from behind by Danny Green and saved by the Lakers. 1-on-2 Lakers the other way. KCP will pass it back to LeBron with 1 minute to go in the half. Feeds down to Kuzma, cutting baseline for the easy deuce, and the Lakers back in front by 11.
Boy, show yourself to LeBron James and an opportunity to score it. He will find you.
That was Jamal Murray's fault. He just lost him.
Yeah.
6 assists for LeBron James to go with 7 boards, 14 points.
Denver's had it inside, been unable to finish.
Murray finds Dozier, checks the feet, shoots a 3, and nets it. P.J. Dozier.
Big shot right there. That cuts the lead to 8. They got a chance to get out of here in single digits.
30 seconds left in the first half. James gets across half court on the end of the NBA logo. Now waiting for some action in front. Dwight Howard will set a high screen. LeBron uses it, takes Plumlee down the lane, puts it up, hangs on the rim, no good as he's hit. And James will go to the free throw line with 17.2 to go in the half.
LeBron, when he goes to the rim, I mean, he had the option. He could have made that like a 4-foot layup on the right-hand side, or he could go into the defender's chest and make it a 2-foot layup and get the foul. I mean, he seeks contact.
It feels like he has more than 2 free throws.
It does, and more than 14 points. And he's got 14. Here's his third free throw. He hits that, 3 for 3. Lakers hit the 60 mark in a 9-point lead.
I feel like he's playing like he's at the YMCA, and he's the old guy. Yep. He's got some young guy checking him. He's like, young man, I've been around way too long for this.
2 points in the first quarter.
13 so far in the second. Make it 14. 61-51 Lakers. Shot clock off for the Nuggets. 17 seconds once Murray touches it. He picks it up at 3/4 court.
Well, they're going to double him, but I would love to see Jamal Murray take this last shot.
Murray picked up by KCP. 8 seconds to shoot. Now makes his way toward the 3-point line with 6. With 5, he's fouled by KCP.
Foul
to give, and Jamal anticipating.
It's going to be a foul. Contavious Caldwell-Pope. Lakers had a foul to give here.
Smart move there by KCP. Understanding that he could play him a little bit more aggressive, and now LeBron plays Murray for these last 5 seconds.
Side out, 5 seconds left in this first half. Murray, a little step back. It's a long 2. It's short. Howard with the rebound, and that'll take us to the end of the first half of basketball in Game 5. 8th time in the last 9 games, Denver has trailed at the half. LeBron James goes for 16 points, 14 in the second quarter, had 6 assists and 7 rebounds. Western Conference Finals on TNT.
Howdy, folks. Colonel Sanders here to make dinner time a little easier. Meal times can be overwhelming, especially when you're trying to work, parent, and help with the schooling all at once. So let us help with KFC's $20 fill-ups. It's like a home-cooked meal you don't have to cook. Drive-thrus open or get contactless delivery.
You must go and I must bide. What come ye back?
Dad, is Jamie here? It's Sunday. Sunday sing-along.
And he helped us get a home and auto bundle.
He's been our insurance guy for 5 years now. He makes us feel like we're worth protecting. Why didn't you tell us about these savings, Flo? I've literally told you 1,000 times. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. I'm just going from glen to glen.
The difference between imagining the future and being the future is what you do to get there. Only you can make you better.
Hulu has live sports.
Really? My bad. But we can't shoot commercials right now.
So Hulu put our faces on some other guys' bodies.
Just look at the quads.
Y'all said I need to spend less time filming commercials, so Hulu got some rando to do it for me.
Take it from me, deep fake Saquon Barkley.
And me, Baker Mayfield's face on not Baker Mayfield's body. Hulu has live sports.
Plus, the largest streaming TV library.
That was weird.
Robinhood believes now is the time to do money without the commission fees, so you can start investing today, wherever you are, even hanging with your dog. So, what are you waiting for? Download now and get your first stock on us. Robinhood.
FanDuel's simple, intuitive app makes it easy to get closer to the game. But to get Dan even closer, we've arranged for him to experience a genuine James Harrison tackle.
Wait, what? Tackle? Can we not do the tackle?
If he doesn't tackle you, he doesn't get paid.
Doesn't get paid.
FanDuel. Join today and play free all season long.
Hey, Pam, what's that?
New slices and sticks. Half pizza, half Italian cheese sticks. What's that?
I spent a butter hump.
An unexpected combination. Just $6.
Take yours away!
Pizza. Auctions.nba.com, your premier source for NBA memorabilia.
Lakers could be 24 minutes away from their 32nd trip to the NBA Finals. That's a record. LeBron leading them to a 10-point lead at the break. Third time in the series they've led by double digits at the break. American Express halftime report. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Championship Chuck. American Express teammates. Let's see how the scoring has been distributed on the Lakers side. LeBron leading the way with 16. Hey, proud papa, my son hasn't missed. He's 5 out of 5 in the first half. AD's got 9, Dwight Howard 6, Rondo 6 on 2 of 4. And you see Jokic and Murray combining for 17 points. But 3 fouls for the Joker does not help the Denver cause. And Jamal Murray 8 points on just 3 of 8. Obviously, you watch this, Lakers making a concerted effort, take the ball out of Jamal Murray's hands, and then when Jokic gets in foul trouble, man, that's feeding right into him.
Yeah, that's one way to get out of rhythm is to be in foul trouble. You know, he's not in rhythm yet, but he's the type of player you can have a big second half. Right here, I'll do that. This is a closeout game. We need you in the game. Sometimes you just got to let these things go right here. I don't think this is a foul. I like this move right here. You got to give a guy a chance to turn. It doesn't matter if his face is there and he gets hit. I thought it was a good move. Anyway, right here, great defense on Jamal. You know, he's a tough shot maker, tough shot taker. Right here, this is pretty good defense. This is what you want. You want a consistent guys playing hard. You know, you want them to make it tough on them. This is what the Lakers are doing. That's why they have the 10-point lead. However, comeback kids, we know what they do, and we know what they're capable of. So I'm not going to get too happy just because the Lakers are up by 10.
The Lakers shooting 58%, Kenny, in the first half in this 10-point lead.
Yeah, they're shooting the ball well, but the activity of KCP, Caruso, Kuzma is important. Nobody's coming anymore. This could have been our last night. It could have been our last race. But you'll go back and you'll
always remember our last race.
Yeah, come back and do it again.
We could have been.
You don't want this smoke, man.
We could have all started. I'll go back. Hold on.
Hey, you're gonna run out of time on your picks.
All right, let's go. Come on back. Let's go. All right. So you talk about activity and energy, which helped LeBron and AD get into it. You can't stand and be a standing stiff when those two guys have the ball. So Caruso has it here. He gets it to LeBron. Don't stand, cut hard. When you cut hard, you occupy plump. Boom. Now everybody's eyes is like they're doing this now. They're on a swivel because guys are cutting and standing. Kuzma says, I'm going to try it. No, now his eyes on a swivel. But then everybody's eyes on a swivel, and now you get a layup on the other end. You cannot be a walking stiff even when you have great players after the ball, because everyone's head's on a swivel, now you get in here, you freeze it here, LeBron gets an opportunity because his head, he couldn't go because Caruso was going the last 3 times. He gets the layup and gets it in. Last play here, we get here, get the pick and roll, and got everybody's heads on the swivel. Man, I'm going in the bubble, man. I'm going in the bubble. This could be the last time that I get to go into the bubble, guys.
It's a postcard.
And here I am in the bubble. That's right. So now they have their attention. Caruso, KCP, Kuzma. So now, when LeBron James, when he comes off in here and he gets into this area of the floor and he's got the defender, he has a one-on-one situation. And anytime the King has a one-on-one situation, oh, it's going to get ugly, baby. Let's go. Get me out the bubble. Let's see what the King does. And he finishes and scores. That's what I'm talking about. I see all of y'all over here. That's a good job by everybody. Y'all doing a hell of a job getting it. Get me out the bubble, ladies and gentlemen. Where is the jet? He may not be coming back. This is just theater of the absurd here on the American Express halftime report. There's the jet. We have no time to hear from Chuck. Whatever. Yeah, okay. That's some high quality television right there. They waited to the end. Yeah. They waited to the end. Yeah, you better have the game on that side.
It's confirmed he's packing up and heading to Los Angeles next season. Wow.
I trade all of my two.
Miami is losing their star player.
Ouch.
This is going to rock the Western Conference.
We can't stop him from being traded, but we can help you trade in his jersey. With Amex Jersey Assurance, card members can get a free replacement jersey from the NBA store when their favorite player switches teams. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
What's he gonna chase? The slider? Nah. The changeup? Oh, I've got it. Curveball. Never halfway.
I'm Coop Tire. Tonight, turn it up with 11 flavors so intense your dinner won't know what hit it. And neither will you.
Who made all the boneless?
You did.
Sounds like me.
Get Wingstop. Delivery or carry out at wingstop.com.
I can't believe it.
What? That our new house is haunted by Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Hey, Jill. Hey, Kurt. Movies? I'll get snacks. No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on our car insurance with Geico. I got snacks. Ooh, I got popcorn. I got caramel corn. I got kettle corn. Right. Am I so too loud?
Believe it. Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
I'm Hector. I am a delivery operations manager in San Diego, California. We were one of the first stations to pilot a fleet of electric vehicles. We're striving to deliver a package with zero emissions into the air. I feel really proud of the impact that has on the environment. We have 2 daughters, and I want to do everything I can to protect the environment, so hopefully they can have a great future.
Let's get miserable.
Misery Index returns.
Women's headaches turn out to be brain leaks from Pilates.
People who do Pilates deserve that. That's what you're saying?
With the stars of Impractical Jokers.
So these people were on a bus and it just split in two.
That is unfortunate for everyone involved.
And host Jamila Jamil.
Got to car being dragged. Is this the worst toe job we've ever seen?
Let's start with the basics. This scenario, not common.
The Misery Index. All new episodes premiere October 20th on TBS.
The biggest MLB postseason in history is coming to TBS. An extraordinary times bring the new twist to October. With 16 teams entering the fray, more cities will be in on the action, and more stadiums will light up.
The postseason captivates us.
He's going to watch this one.
More wild cards.
Oh, what a play!
More wild moments. More baseball history. The MLB postseason, Tuesday on TBS.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Chuck, we haven't heard from you in this halftime. Why don't you just read the tweet?
Shout out to my boy Alfonso. He had a birthday last week, too. How you know that? Because I forgot to send his video. I'm sorry, Angela.
Means, absolutely nothing to anyone here.
Because I was supposed to send a video and I totally forgot. Sorry, Fonz.
Can't wait to tell everyone about AT&T's big 5G news.
AT&T has nationwide 5G?
Yep.
And that's faster?
Faster
But is it reliable?
And secure.
You should consider making a big deal about it.
Bigger?
I said bigger.
Oh. Bigger deal. Bigger than what I'm doing?
It's not complicated. A 5G network needs a 5G device. Now everyone, including existing customers, can get a free Samsung Galaxy Note 20 after trade-in.
The fighting spirit is one we all share. It's the steady beat in the story of Anderson .Paak, the story of his immigrant mother, raising 4 children on her own. His own story of a man who came from nothing, who found purpose and success in the booth of a recording studio. Anderson .Paak found his fighting spirit and uses it to inspire others through his music. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Whatever. Root for those with a fighting spirit.
Yo, Dad, come play some ball. You're not my dad.
I'm not your dad. Of course I'm your dad's son. If I wasn't your dad, would I be able to do this?
What are you doing?
I'm doing this. Make a swish. Uh-oh. Jake from State Farm.
Here's the deal. There's no replacing the real Chris Paul.
Not my car.
Just like there's no replacing State Farm.
Come on, man. Stop trying to be me.
You want the real deal? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For $5, you could upgrade to the sparkly sprinkle pack on Cupcake Conquest. Or you could upgrade to all this. 2 crunchy tacos and a medium drink. Plus, the beefy cheesy layers of the $5 Grande Stacker Box. Only at Taco Bell.
This is DraftKings, the land of million-dollar opportunity. A place you've only seen in your dreams. Now let's bring it to life. We've been making millionaires all year, and there's more where that came from. Get in on the action and join over 140 players who have already cashed in $1 million. Don't sleep on your shot for 7 figures. Download the app. Try it for free and make it rain.
Circle in the back, 2 times, you know how we rock. You know who we knocked on, you know who we shot. You know how we coming up for nothing I got.
All Elite welcomes all gifted talent.
You won't be able to forget who we are.
In this company, anybody can win anytime.
We can do anything, and anything is possible.
All Elite Wrestling on TNT. Watch Wednesday Night Dynamite at 8 or anytime on demand and the app.
Sports fans, shop now at NBAstore.com and get today's special offer.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. When the game is on the line, what moves you? Goodyear, more driven. Advent Health Arena, campus of Walt Disney World Resort. It is a 10-point Laker lead as we get ready for this third quarter, and there is some injury concern for the Nugget star Jamal Murray. For more on that, we check in with Allie LaForce. What do you have there, Allie?
EA, troubling news for Denver. You can see Jamal walking with a little bit of a limp. He's dealing with a right knee contusion. It's sore. They've been trying to work it out over the course of the game. Keep heat on it, massaging it, trying to make him more comfortable in any way possible, especially with Nikola in foul trouble. That's a huge hit for them offensively, but when you look at Jamal and his history here in the bubble and the play-in games, he dealt with a hamstring injury on the same side, on the right side, and he's also played more minutes than any player in the playoffs, and it's starting to take its toll.
You know something when you got your head coach Michael Malone out there trying to, warm it up and talk it out. Let's see how he looks in these first 3 or 4 minutes here for the Nuggets.
Murray with the ball in his hands, fires up a 3 at the end of the clock. It's short. So Murray with just 8 points in the first half in 19 minutes. LeBron gets all the way in, scores it easily. Let's throw it back down to Allie. Allie, I'm curious to know Michael Malone's game plan with that news in mind with his star player.
Yeah, no doubt. He said our vision defensively just wasn't good enough in the first half. They had 38 points in the paint, you guys, and He said if we have Nicole in foul trouble and Jamal is not 100%, our offense isn't going to be as great, so we have to make up for it on the defensive end. We can't give them those easy cuts to the basket.
Already 5 players that played off the bench for Denver. And when you talk about minutes played, the beautiful oop right there, the Grant who just bullies his way inside. No players in this bubble that played more minutes than Jamal Murray, number 1, and Nikola, the Joker, number 2. They've just had to, because they've had to fight in 6 elimination games.
Well, you think about it, it's for the Nuggets, it's their 19th game of these playoffs.
Nate the glass. 60. Gary Harris, triple try from the left, no good. And down 13 are the Nuggets, retreating on defense. Danny Green front court to James. 10 minutes to go, third quarter. LeBron's going to take Jeremy Grant. It was back-to-back, back to the basket, down to the baseline. Passes out to Green, right back to LeBron, 7 to shoot, facing up. Now triggers a 15-footer, it's good. LeBron with 20 points here in Game 5.
Marching his way toward a triple-double here.
Here's Jokic driving Dwight Howard to the low box. Stops, does not go toward the rim, passes out. Jamal Murray standing between the rings, gets a Jokic screen. Murray against Howard, gets around him, dribbles under the basket, passes to the cutter Harris, but his heel stepped on the end line, the sideline rather, right in front of the Laker bench.
Well, I think they need 2 30-point quarters because of the points that the Lakers are going to get. They're going to be lucky to get 2 20-point quarters the way the Lakers are defending right now.
Lakers 68. Nuggets 53. James, hard rim run, layup missed. James wanted the foul, none. 5-on-4 Denver the other way. James just getting up. Here's Millsap for 3, and he knocks it home. James frustrated on the other end, slapping his thighs. He wanted the foul. Never got back on the other end. 13-point Laker lead. AD dribbling out on the left against Gary Harris. Now turns to the basket, baseline, and floats it in. Timeout, Denver, with the Nuggets down 14.
Just a disappointing start to the quarter because things are happening quite easily for the Los Angeles Lakers. Sprinting in transition, playing with force. You've got to meet that energy. I don't know, PJ, if the Jamal Murray situation is weighing on the Denver Nuggets, but the spirit they've had in these closeouts in the past, it's not here yet right now.
They're just not resisting. They're getting layups or very easy shots, the Los Angeles Lakers, and on the other end, Denver is struggling to get a good look.
Timeout, 8:57 left in the third. Lakers 70, Nuggets 56. You're listening to the Western Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Hey, what do you want to da-da-da? I don't know. What do y'all think we should da-da-da? Well, what did we do yesterday? Yesterday. Oh, the dolls feel like the same doll these days. I know. Like, is today Monday or Tuesday? Today is Thursday. Oh, no, I forgot to call my mom on her birthday. Oh, no. No.
These days, nothing is normal and everything is weird. But you could still save big when you switch to Progressive. That won't change. Not today or any day.
Quote today at Progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
College football. It's the game you wake up early on Saturdays for, even though kickoff isn't until 7. The game where the Goodyear blimp becomes a Hall of Famer. The game that goes just beyond school, spirit, fandom, or love of the sport. It's the game where the comebacks happen. It's the game where anything can and will happen, as long as you have the drive. Because college football is the game that moves you. We get it because it moves us too. Goodyear, more driven.
College football is back on the field.
He's going to go in, touchdown!
And TuneIn is your ticket to the game. Listen to live play-by-play, pre- and post-game coverage, college football podcasts, and in-depth analysis of the biggest stories around the sport.
We want to play football.
Best of all, it's free.
Barkley motions into the backfield. McSorley fakes to him. Instead, into the end zone. Touchdown!
Search college sports on the TuneIn app to find your team and start listening. Looking to stay current on America's pastime?
Play ball!
While managing your fantasy roster? On the Roto World Podcast. Fantasy experts DJ Short and Drew Silva examine the latest MLB headlines and everything happening in fantasy baseball.
I'm way too pleased with myself. Like, I was so excited for Andy to see this, and Scott, but especially Andy. And yeah, I'd be lying if I...
Search Roto World Baseball on TuneIn to listen.
Ready for the inside scoop on the NBA postseason race?
Look at this shot by Lillard! Oh!
on the Hollinger and Duncan NBA show. Basketball insider John Hollinger and Dunked On podcast host Nate Duncan join forces to bring you the smartest weekly NBA podcast on the court, featuring next-level analysis of the league, its teams, and its players, all the way to the NBA Finals.
We'll do some overall playoff predictions here at the end.
Search Hollinger and Duncan NBA show on TuneIn to listen.
I'm Kevin Winter in our studio, a trio of NBA podcasts. Zach Lowe, Brian Windhorst, and Adrian Wojnarowski join the conversation wherever you get your podcast. You just wonder, 19 games here in the playoffs, plus all the games the Nuggets played in the seeding. Is the gas tank getting close to empty, or at least to the point where it starts to blink, where you got 40 miles to go before your tank runs out? That happens, everyone. You can look it up. And the Lakers, they're circling like sharks in the water, knowing they could have a couple of days off before the finals start. Lakers by 14 early in the third in Game 5. Back to Orlando with PJ and Doris. Here's Kesty.
All right, I've run out of gas before. I don't think that's ever happened to Kevin, though. Big moment here.
Yeah, it is, and they're not running out of gas. The Lakers they're siphoning it out. They got a hose in the tank, and they are sucking it out of the tank. Denver has to dig their heels in right now. Just level things. They don't have to catch up right now, but they got to stop this because it's sliding in the wrong direction.
Out of the Nuggets timeout, Jeremy Grant has it front court, leaves it for Gary Harris. Now Jokic at the top, dribble handoff Murray. Murray back to Jokic on the wing. LeBron James digs right under him and gets called for a block foul. He jumps right up after the call. It'll be LeBron's first foul here in game number 5. Side incoming for Denver.
Well, that tells you something right there.
During that last break, we're getting some images of Jamal Murray kind of bent over on the chair. As Jokic gets into the lane, little fading 12-footer, too strong, rebounded by LeBron. 8.5 minutes to go in the third. James dribbling behind the back, escape dribble, fades, fires, misses. Tipped by Millsap, nearly came down in the hands of Danny Green. Denver, out of bounds, will take it.
Danny Green has become a really good offensive rebounder.
We get on him for the three-point percentage during the playoffs, but has rebounded well as Murray tried to thread Jokic with a two-man game down the lane off the foot of a Laker.
He kind of clapped his hands in disgust because Jokic was open, but he couldn't get the ball through there. There wasn't a lot of room to try and force the pass, little pocket pass.
Murray takes the inbounds. Jamal defended by KCP to Jokic. He'll trigger a three that misses. Rebounded by AD. Anthony Davis with 8 minutes to go in the third. Gets through a double team. Gets fouled as Jokic or Millsap.
It better be Millsap because it's a bad call on either one. But they better put it on Millsap, not on Jokic.
Second on Paul Millsap.
Mike Malone's looking whether to challenge. He's asking his video guy. Zach Zarba has not. Oh boy.
AD now has
Millsap was not even in the play. It was a good layoff by Tony Brown.
Anthony Davis, 11 points. 3 Lakers in double figures as Anthony goes to 12 now on that free throw. LeBron James with 20. Alex Caruso with 11 points in the first half.
Kessie, I think Nikola Jokic has got to seize control of this basketball game to the greatest degree possible. 9 points on 4 of 9 shooting, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. I mean, I said he's got to get north of 30 and take over. I don't care if it's the Sombor shuffle, post up, do something. He's got to seize control of this.
AD hitting both free throws. The Lakers a 16-point lead, 72-56, 7:50 left in the third. Jokic straddling the three-point line, gives to Murray, left side pass Millsap. A ball fake and a drive, off-balance jumper miss. Millsap gets the offensive rebound, sends it out to Grant for 3, hits it out of the corner.
Jeremy Grant struggled 0 for 6 in the second quarter, but he's come alive here early third.
7:30 and counting to go in the third. Denver within 13. 72-59 Lakers.
LeBron and AD just focused back, and LeBron screaming at a teammate.
Dwight Howard who came to set a screen. They go to KCP, now down low to Howard. Jokic gets behind him. Howard flicks it toward the rim, and it goes in.
Tough angle shot.
Yeah, they got to just live with that. That's a heck of a shot by Dwight Howard.
74-59 Lakers, crossing 7 minutes to go in the third. Millsap takes it from Jokic, drives down the lane, gets the whistle in his favor at the 6:59 mark here to go in this third quarter. Dwight Howard picking up the personal, his second shooting foul. Millsap will get 2 free throws. Jamal Murray wandering about 70 feet down floor near Michael Malone. Zach Zarba getting everybody in their correct positions down the lane and now hands the ball to Millsap. First free throw is good. Orchestra Doris Burke, PJ Carlissimo with you. Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals on ESPN Radio. Lakers a win away from their first finals trip since 2010. And Millsap's free throws drawing the Nuggets within 13.
Tony Brown is, I don't say yelling at, but he's instructing the Denver Nuggets to get their players behind the rail that's in front of their bench.
Anthony Davis from the left wing, just about a yard or two from that Denver bench. Ball overhead, now dribbles once, passes out to KCP. Back to AD, wheels, baseline jumper, no, tapped out by the Lakers. Caldwell Pope for 3, misses it. Another long rebound, Jeremy Grant chasing it down in transition against James, will pass back to Murray. Murray the drive, no look to Jokic for the slam.
Yeah, only 2 Lakers were back. There's one that wasn't. Anthony Davis just stayed there. Used to call that cherry picking. He was all by himself in the backcourt.
And he jams it home. AD with the easy 2. 76-63 Lakers. Harris underneath. Tried to wrap it around. Dwight Howard got in the way. Lakers on the other end, and it's LeBron James getting fouled at half court by Jeremy Grant. James went tumbling across, and Grant offers a hand to help him up. 3 on Jeremy Grant. Side incoming for the Lakers on Denver's second team foul this quarter.
Watching the replay of that Jamal Murray pass to Nikola Jokic, it makes you realize Nikola Jokic is very seldom underneath the basket unless he dribbles under there. That time he was, and when Jamal penetrated, he was open. Nikola plays most of his time up by the three-point line.
Anthony Davis curling into the lane, got it knocked away. Turnover Lakers. Here's Gary Harris starting transition. Down the floor, pass out to Grant, another right corner 3, another one goes down for Grant, and Denver's within 10 as the Lakers call for time.
Back-to-back plays by Jeremy Grant. On the drive by AD, he blocked him from behind, didn't give up on the play, gets himself to the deep corner, makes a 3. So now you're back within 10, you're feeling pretty good.
They don't have to catch up now, just stay in touch.
Big segment for Denver, and they draw within 10. Timeout, 5:46 to go in the third. Lakers 76, Denver 66. This is the Western Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg on ESPN Radio and on ESPN News.
Hey, this is National Radio Hall of Famer Mike Greenberg here to spread the word about my new show, Greeny, on ESPN Radio. Join me every weekday at noon for my takes on the biggest sports stories and sports debates. Search ESPN Radio on TuneIn to listen live weekdays from noon to 2 Eastern, or search Greeny to catch up on the latest episode.
With millions of podcasts dropping new episodes all the time, how do you keep up with all your favorites? TuneIn makes it easy. Simply head to the home screen and find your new episode section to see the latest additions.
What do you mean you don't follow TuneIn on social media? From important reminders on the biggest live events and news stories to hand-picked recommendations of our favorite stations and podcasts. Follow @TuneIn on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay in the know.
Did you know Geico's now offering an extra 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies? That's 15% on top of what Geico could already save you. So what are you waiting for? Your dentist to actually believe you?
And you're flossing every day.
Absolutely.
Great. And you're cutting down on your sweets?
Of course.
Wonderful. Then I don't even need to look in there.
Great. See you in 6 months.
There's never been a better time to switch to Geico. Save an extra 15% when you switch by October 7th. Limitations apply. Visit geico.com for details.
college football. It's the game you wake up early on Saturdays for, even though kickoff isn't until 7. The game where the Goodyear blimp becomes the Hall of Famer. The game that goes just beyond school, spirit, fandom, or love of the sport. It's the game where the comebacks happen. It's the game where anything can and will happen, as long as you have the drive. Because college football is the game that moves you. We get it because it moves us too. Goodyear, more driven.
I'm Kevin Winter in our studios. Time now for Did You Know? Brought to you by Geico. Geico is now offering an extra 15% credit on a car, motorcycle, and RV policies. Visit geico.com for more information. Did you know entering tonight, LeBron James has 37 series wins in the playoffs? Did you know that is tied with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the third most all time? Number 2 on that list, Robert Horry with 39. And of course, number 1, the one and only and legendary Derek Fisher with 40. Denver's trying to avoid being the 38th, at least tonight anyway. They're only down 10 at this point. Back to Orlando with Doris and PJ. Here's Kesty.
All right, Kev, thanks a lot. 20 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists for LeBron James, just past Jokic with his 11th double-double, most here in the bubble in the postseason. James 2 assists away from the triple-double, but Denver, PJ, within 10.
Yeah, and again, they got a couple of stops, which is great for them. They got help. Jeremy Grant's got 8 points. Paul Millsap has 5. Now they got to get the 2 big guns going a little bit right now, and they have to manufacture stops on this end of the floor. Laker ball.
Out of the timeout, Dwight Howard facilitating up high to KCP. Fired pass is a turnover intended for James. Jeremy Grant feeds Millsap, hangs up with a right hand, missed the shot, tipped out of bounds. Who touched it last? The Nuggets did. It'll be Lakers ball. Missed opportunity on that end.
And they cannot afford, when they get a break opportunity like that, to not finish. AD was back and he contested it, but got to finish when you have numbers on a fast break.
LeBron James, 2 assists shy of the triple-double. He's had 3 of them this postseason. James driving in the lane, 2 big steps, and fouled on his way to the rim.
Boy, 2 big steps, right.
2 big slow steps. Rough and tumble steps.
Well, he asked the referees, how many giant steps can I take forward? He said, you may take 3 giant steps forward.
A guy who knows a thing or two about playoff success, Manu Ginobili of the great San Antonio Spurs teams at halftime tweeting about LeBron James. LeBron, sometimes we take him for granted. Like, is he as explosive? No. But just like MJ later in his career, PJ, he figured out ways to be successful.
You know, Doris, I hate to agree with my good buddy Manuel, but it's true. Like, when you get ready to, you're doing the stats and you update it, LeBron's in every category. I mean, it's just, why do you say that's LeBron? You don't say that. He's 37 years old, and he's still the dominant player in the league. It's incredible. But you find him in all the categories. He's in points. He's in field goal percentage. He's in assists. He's in rebounds. He's in every category.
He's not going to be happy with you. You gave him 2 more years. He's still 35.
I said 37.
You did.
Hey, as long as he doesn't do that to a woman or me in particular, we're all right.
Sorry, Bron. Excuse me.
James hits both free throws. In a weird way, we're in the finals where, remember, his birthday's in December, so it's only a few months away from 36. Denver with it, trailing 78-66, crossing 5 minutes to go in the third. Millsap against KCP, fouled by Caldwell Pope. At the 4:57 mark to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, they got him on a pick and pop. Paul Millsap was wide open. Didn't want to shoot the 3, put it on the floor and got in there and earned another trip to the free throw line. Again, he's had a very good quarter. He and Jeremy Grant are carrying the load right now for the Nuggets.
And I love it too, PJ. I love the resiliency because you've said it many times. It's been a real offensive struggle for him in this particular series. But you're talking about a career that spans well past a decade, a guy who's been a complete and utter professional wherever he's been.
First free throw is in for Paul Millsap. If you're just joining us, Jamal Murray only has 8 points tonight on 3 of 9. He's less than 100%, been dealing with a right knee contusion. Doris, you had the eagle eye. He switched sneakers. Remember, he had the bright fluorescent yellows. He's just trying to get comfortable out there. 2 white sneakers on right now.
Well, just to be aware, he was rubbing the foot too, Kelsey, not just changing the shoes. Looked like he had some foot pain as well.
Off the split free throws by Millsap. AD has it, wheeling in the post against Jokic. Throws it up, gets the roll as the Lakers take a 13-point lead. 4:40 left in the third. 80-67 in favor of Los Angeles. Murray dribbling to the right corner, passes to Jokic, catch and shoot, elbow jumper, goes down for Jokic. And now we got a couple of guys slapping toward each other. That was Dwight Howard and Paul Millsap. I was already looking up floor. I don't know if they were going for the ball that had gone through the basket.
They're going to review this.
Arms were flailing. We'll get a look now.
It's a block out, but he knocked him down. It's a block out like...
Is that a flagrant 1 or flagrant 2?
I say flagrant 1.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Frank Vogel, who's done such an excellent job, but the way he described it was great for me. We asked him about Dwight, and what he said was that he needed to just play and let his game speak for him. He thought he was too aggressive. We thought he was too aggressive in games 1 and 2. Frank wouldn't go there, but he said, great choice of words. He was too intent on his irritant role as opposed to playing basketball.
Loose ball foul on Dwight Howard. We're looking to see if that foul meets the criteria for a flagrant.
The voice of our lead official, Zach Zarba.
It's going to be a flagrant 1, and I thought that was brilliant by Frank. He said, your game is enough. And one thing PJ said, and I don't know if this was on our coverage, but he said it to both of us, Kesty, and I thought that is the perfect description. Here's a Hall of Fame guy, an 8-time All-Star, the most dominant center in the league for I don't know how many years.
4 or 5 years.
Okay, so PJ, remember you said to us, and yet he's taken like that bench role where it was almost beneath him, the role he was playing, where too much wanting to be the irritant. He's too good for that.
Exactly right. And Frank said it in a nicer way. Told him your game is good enough. He was trying to block out, but he bumped his shoulder. I mean, literally, it was like a tight end, and a quarterback's coming around your way, and he just kind of dropped his shoulder and knocked the guy down. But Paul Millsap is not a small guy. He knocked him backwards and down.
Paul Millsap, 6'7", 250. A lot of tight ends in the NFL would like to have Dwight Howard, 6'10", 265, chiseled muscle. And while they look at the replay, a trio of NBA podcasts, Zach Lowe, Brian Windhorst, Adrian Wojnarowski. Join the conversation wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, after review, the ruling on the floor is upgraded to a flagrant foul penalty 1 on Howard for unnecessary contact. Because the ball went through the basket, Millsap will have 2 shots to make 1. And then Denver gets the ball free throw line extended.
I'll tell you something else that happened right at the end of that play. Dwight Howard reacted, and he very nearly put his hands on the official. And you saw Rajon Rondo sprint into it and get him away from that official.
I think he moved his hand. Tony Brown came in to separate them, and Tony, I think, pushed back. I don't want to say that without looking at another replay. And Dwight was kind of like, get your hands away from me. Rajon saw what was happening and got over there.
Dwight Howard went right over to Tony Brown and read his lips. How is that a flagrant foul? Didn't get anything. Now he walked over to Eric Lewis. How is that a flagrant foul? 2 to make 1. The first one goes for Millsap.
Oh. Which team do you think needs this, Denver or Los Angeles? The last thing the Lakers needed was a play like that.
Oh, yeah. Disrupts rhythm. And now Denver will have possession with 4:29 to go. Third quarter, down 10. Remember, the Denver Nuggets, in all 3 of their comebacks in 5, 6, and 7 against the Clippers, all from double-digit deficits. Monte Morris has it for the Nuggets, finds Jokic, open for 3, missed it. Offensive board, Murray. Murray will pass it outside to Porter Jr. He'll trigger a 3, and he connects. Denver within 7.
The guts of Jamal Murray. Makes the pass to Jokic for a wide-open 3, but then collects the offensive board, just gutting it out.
4 minutes to go in the third. KCP, catch-and-shoot jumper down from 20 feet away.
Boy, he's hit some big ones with runs. That was a 6-point play for the Nuggets, and KCP with an immediate answer.
82-73, Lakers by 9. 3:45 left in the third. Morris drives baseline, little fadeaway 5-footer, no. Rebounded by Rondo. It's a 4-on-5. Dwight Howard late getting into the front court. Rondo checks back, and now Howard is set up. 14 to shoot. Rondo between the circles, hits Kuzma on the pass, right back to Rajan. Over to Kyle, right angle three, no good. Back iron rebound, Denver's got it.
They'll live with that shot all day.
Jokic, 7-foot center, dribbles front court, finds Grant doubled. Out on the baseline left. He'll swing. His pass out is tipped by KCP. It comes across the near side out of bounds. 9 to shoot for Denver here on the inbound.
I'll say this. Excellent job by Kuzma to get Rondo out of a bad matchup on the post. He would not have made that play his first year in the league.
No, he's learning. And Frank Vogel is insisting upon, and his number one player, LeBron James, backs that up.
Jamal Murray swings a pass for Jokic. Extra pass down low. Grant with a two-hand flush. Denver trails by 7.
So you're closing the quarter well.
Hanging around.
2:50 left in this third quarter. 82-75 Lakers, who lead the series 3 games to 1. Rondo goes to the left. Short pass to AD inside the arc with 9. Backs down to the free throw line. Into the lane. Blocked by Jeremy Grant. Off the turnover. Murray swings it to the right side to Grant. Hesitation move on the 3 and a drive and kick. Pass from Jokic to Murray. Passes up the three-pointer. Gives it to Grant. Corner 3, in and out. Rebounded by Davis.
Tremendous possession.
Big possession. Wow.
82-75, and now a whistle off the ball on the baseline on Nikola Jokic against Dwight Howard. That is number 4 on Jokic.
Dwight was trying to get low post position, was being quite physical. Jokic trying to have a conversation with the official.
He's got his arm underneath him. A terrible call. Terrible call by Eric Lewis.
I agree. That's a play on, PJ. In this moment, that's a play on.
Dwight had his arm underneath the armpit of Nikola Jokic, and he moved him out of the way. What a bad call.
So Jokic heads to the bench. Mason Plumlee was effective first half, replacing 7 points, 5 boards is in. Lakers have it inbound on LeBron James. Fires it into the left corner. Kuzma drives Murray. Knocked it away. Kuzma chasing it down. Out of bounds. Stays with the Lakers with 8 to shoot. 2:11 on the clock here in the third.
Let's see, with LeBron on the floor, do they get to the paint?
AD tried to on that last one, the shot that got blocked. He had the ball at the top of the key, and he tried to take it to the rim. Jeremy Grant blocked it.
Inbound Kuzma swings to the baseline. Tough jumper, overshot the rim. Who touched it last as it hits the baseline? The Lakers did. Denver has it with 2:02 left in the third.
It was going to be a 24-second violation anyhow. It didn't hit a thing.
Mason Plumlee will get it inbounds on the baseline into Monte Morris. Nuggets trailing the Lakers 82-75. Another elimination game for Denver after winning 6 in the first 2 rounds. Morris from the right corner, guarded by the long-armed Kuzma. Goes to his left, stops, bounces it to Plumlee, baseline right. His pass inside to the cutter is off the foot of Monte Morris, which will put the shot clock at 14.
That's a big break because that possession was going nowhere, so they get a chance to reset.
1:45 to go in the third. Morris far inbound into Porter and quickly to Plumlee.
Michael Porter shot.
Pass to Porter. Can't get the shot off against Rondo. Now the feed. Porter going up for the dunk. Blocked by Anthony Davis. Lakers on the run out. Rondo finds LeBron on the left wing. Porter covers him with 90 seconds to go in the third. LeBron dribbling. No look pass. Kuzma on the cut. Missed the shot. Rebound Grant. Grant into the front court, was fouled from behind at half court. That's going to be the 15th foul against the Lakers at 1:18 to go here in the third quarter.
What a block by Anthony Davis. Michael Porter Jr. is a big-time athlete, was going above the cylinder, and AD meets him at the apex. It was spectacular.
He had his arm completely extended up, Michael Porter. Anthony just went a little bit higher.
Free throw from Grant rattles home at the 1:18 mark to go in the third. Denver is down 6.
With everything you've contended with, Jokic foul trouble, missing some time. Jamal Murray clearly not 100%. The defensive lapses at times of Michael Porter Jr. You right now are within 5 points of the Lakers. Incredible.
Well, the two makes. 1:14 left in the third. James catch and shoot 3. Pops in and out, no good. Markieff Morris went for the offensive rebound. And they ruled that a kick ball there? Well, it's against the Lakers.
I guess.
Ball was made by Eric Lewis. Doesn't look a further explanation on that one. Violation against the Lakers will go to Denver. 1:06 to go here in the third. The Nuggets trailed by as many as 16. Here's Murray fouled, puts one up and gets it to go. A floater from 6 feet away, and a chance to get Denver within 2 and a chance at a three-point play.
How about a one-possession game with all that's gone wrong for the Nuggets tonight?
Well, and Kyle Kuzma, that's his second. That basket gets Jamal Murray into double figures with 1:01 to go in the third. Free throw up, free throw in. Three-point play, Denver down 2.
Well, boy, if you don't win this game, what a missed opportunity, and the pressure reverts to the Lakers and grows exponentially. There's a long way to go here, but I love the grit and toughness.
82-80 Lakers. Rondo feeds Davis, free throw line, back to Rondo, wraps around for the lay-in.
Beautiful two-man basketball, give and go. Rondo just continued underneath. Everybody was looking at Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis found Rajon.
Ended a 14-4 Denver run. Lakers by 4. 35 seconds to go in the third. Morris jump pass from the three-point line. Here's Grant driving the baseline, up and under, lays it in. And the pass down floor stolen by Murray. Denver down 2. Lakers tried to beat them down floor. Murray the steal.
Markieff Morris with a very poor decision.
5 seconds difference on the shot clock in the third quarter clock, which is at 16 and counting. Murray with 9 to shoot. Beyond the arc. Murray against Kuzma. Cuts down the lane. Flips it up as he's fouled off the backboard. No good, and adding insult to injury. Murray now grabbing his head underneath the basket as he hit the deck hard. Jamal Murray still on his back. Foul on Kyle Kuzma. Hard foul is his third. Now Murray being helped up by Plumlee and Grant. And Jamal Murray, with 11 seconds to go in the third quarter, can tie game 5 at the free throw line.
He took a shot to his head from the forearm of Kyle Kuzma.
Regardless of what happens in his final 11 seconds, that is going to be a very animated Laker huddle before the coaches get into the huddle. LeBron is going to have a few things to say to his teammates.
First free throw is in for Jamal Murray with 11 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Torrey Craig will replace, well, I thought he was going to replace Jeremy Grant, but instead it's Porter who exits.
Defensive possession.
84-83 Lakers. Jamal Murray can tie the game here. Sends the second free throw up and in, tied at 84. From down 16, Denver is even, but the Lakers have the last shot of the third quarter. Shot clock is off, ball in the hands of LeBron James. Dribbling to the three-point line with 4. Pass to AD for 3, makes it with 1 second to go in the third. AD giving the Lakers the lead, inbound to Murray, heaves it from three-quarter court, no good online off the front rim. But PJ, we got a ball game here, a 3-point Laker lead headed to the fourth quarter.
Well, Denver just got their first 30-point quarter. They need one more, I think, to have enough points, but they are certainly back in this game.
And the Denver Nuggets get another elimination game win. We're through 3 quarters. It's the Lakers 87, the Nuggets 84. This is the Western Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
If you love public radio, you know that there's so much more than one kind of NPR station. While some affiliates focus on news and talk, others specialize in playing some of the most original and refreshing music put on the airwaves. From national flagships like All Songs Considered and Tiny Desk concerts to beloved shows like Morning Becomes Eclectic from KCRW and WXPN's World Cafe. TuneIn has all the incredible stations, shows, and podcasts that make the NPR universe the most exciting place to hear and discover music. Search NPR Music to start listening.
Want to know a great way to discover the latest and greatest sports audio on TuneIn? It's easy. Just make sure push notifications are enabled on your phone to receive recommendations of sports talk radio and podcasts, along with important breaking news updates.
It's time for some straight talk. Here's a wireless equation to wrap your brain around. Big carriers plus fancy phone offers plus pricey contracts equals fail. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get a new phone payment plan with no fees, no contracts, and no deposits. For great Samsung phones starting at less than $7 a month. All on America's largest and most dependable networks for up to 50% less. Turn that brain power into money-saving power. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
The Eastern Conference Finals. Game 6. Boston, Miami. Tomorrow at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. Presented by Indeed.
We rise together. For this generation and the next. On the court and in the streets. For your city, for your team. For everything it took to get to this moment. Rise together. Because together, we can win it all.
The NBA playoffs continue tomorrow on ESPN with Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Celtics Heat at 7:30 Eastern. Presented by AT&T 5G. Rise together.
I'm Kevin Winter in our studios. Lakers had just 8 points in the paint in that third quarter. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Western Conference Finals on ESPN Radio. I'm Kevin Winter in our studios. A 33-26 quarter for Denver. Remember that guy who said the Nuggets might be running out of gas? Hey, they found the gas station. They're only down 3. LeBron with 22. Anthony Davis with 20, and his 3 right before the quarter expired is the difference. Buckle up, everyone. Back to Orlando with PJ and Doris. Here's Kesty.
All right, Jokic, Kevin, and Murray with 13. The gas money was Jeremy Grant, Doris. He had 14 of those third-quarter points to help Denver get back in it.
And his athleticism, that adjustment he had to make at the cup, he goes into size, and he's able to duck underneath and finish. Just he has been brilliant in this series. They needed every bit of what he can provide, the athleticism alongside of Jokic.
Jokic has only played less than 18 minutes. He's got to stay on the floor.
Lakers have it to start the fourth quarter. Alex Caruso in traffic finds Kuzma left corner for 3. It's good. Kyle Kuzma's triple, doubling the Lakers' lead to 6.
How about that? Alex Caruso to Kyle Kuzma.
Alex Caruso had double-digit points off the bench in the first half. Big assist there. Here's Murray on the right. Jump pass. Monte Morris has it. Drives in from the right. Blows by Danny Green and lays it in.
Can't relax if you're the Lakers. This is a Denver team that will keep coming at you.
90-86. Just underway fourth quarter. LeBron James behind the back pass finds Caruso underneath. Flips it behind the back. No good. Jokic the rebound.
Another cutter they missed. They double team and the cutter was wide open. Alex just couldn't finish.
Denver down 4. Jamal Murray attacks the three-point line, finds Jokic on the left wing.
LeBron's taken the assignment of Murray here in the fourth.
Here's the pass. Jokic to Porter. Foul. Couldn't finish. He'll go to the line. Porter frustrated as well, slamming his fist lightly into the stanchion.
Really good pass by Nikola Jokic. Same thing that just happened on the other end. Now it's Denver moving without the ball, and the Lakers not recognizing. 2 big free throws for Michael Porter Jr.
Ball was on Alex Caruso, his first. Porter's first free throw is short, no good.
Kesty, the Nuggets have trailed by as many as 16 tonight. 3 times in this postseason, they've trailed by at least 15 when facing elimination, and 3 times they've come back to win it. Do they have another one?
And Porter misses 2 big free throws early fourth quarter.
Short, both of them badly short.
90-86, Lakers still in front. 10.
Joker with 4 fouls. He's only played 19 minutes. He scores it here. Top scorer is Grant, who has 18. Here's James for 3. No, short. Morris with a rebound. Monte Morris on the floor. Another ball handler. Came up short. In transition go the Lakers. And LeBron is fouled. And count the... So, again, right there, fast break points. He picked the ball up and he even said, wait a minute, it's a foul. Count this one. foul, and we know what Murray's going to do.
Get your whistle, and one for LeBron James. Jokic and Murray, apoplectic, wanting to know about the call there, but James will have a chance at a three-point play.
They're upset there's continuity. Let's see. He grabbed him. Well, he didn't dribble the ball, so that he grabbed him literally at the top of the key. And they're saying, how can that be continuity? Michael Malone is talking to Tony Brown, and Mike Malone is looking at his video, guys. They are not going to challenge.
Well, Jamal Murray his second. James with 24 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. Free throw up, back iron, miss, and Porter rebounds.
Never dribbled from above the top of the key.
Still going strong at age 35. 92-88 Lakers. Denver with it, 9:50 left. Jokic at the top to Murray. Elbow jumper fading is short. Front rim, LeBron with a rebound.
Good pressure by Dwight Howard.
LeBron all the way down for Dwight was wrapped up by Monte Morris on that long find from James. And that'll be the second team foul against Denver here in this fourth quarter.
That transition play, Monte Morris went into the middle of 4 guys and tried to score, and that ignited the fast break. LeBron coming the other way. Denver has got to get a good shot every possession.
Lakers by 4, James with it, 9.5 to go. Using the screen of Howard, LeBron gets in the lane, a whistle, shot, count it for James. Another opportunity at a three-point play, a closeout opportunity, a chance to go to the finals, and LeBron's up to 26.
Yeah, I'm surprised he settled for a three-point basket, because when he has decided to foray into the lane, he has come away with something, a foul, free throws, a bucket, or both.
Well, Jamal Murray is his third at 9:33 to go.
They wanted to challenge that one, too. Jamal Murray's going, I was standing there. LeBron came into him and finished the shot.
LeBron 6 of 7 at the line, missed his last, rattles this one home. 27 points for LeBron James.
Just an assist shy of yet another triple-double, Kesty.
The ninth, 25-point, 5-rebound, 5-assist game this postseason for LeBron James. 7-point Laker lead, 9:20 left. Jamal Murray gets by Caruso, floats it up and in.
This kid's guts are off the charts.
Murray with 13 points, Denver back within 5. James just inside the three-point line, retreats against Jeremy Grant. Off the switch, he's got Porter. At the top with 10 to shoot. Dribbles free throw line. Stutter step in the paint. Wheels, had it knocked away, and that's going to be a double dribble. It wasn't touched by Porter. James lost it, and he was the first to touch it again.
Good job by Michael Porter Jr., who I have been killing for his defense, but he did a really good job staying in front of LeBron and contesting the shot to the point where LeBron just let the ball go.
Yep. He's got elite length and elite athleticism. Use it.
He could be an excellent defender.
Yes.
He exits the floor off that nice play. Millsap is in, 8:50 to go. Monte Morris with it, down 5. Finds Jokic. Had an open shot, passed it up, driving the lane, blocked by Green, but right to Murray. He finds an open Monte Morris, corner 3, in and out, no good.
Why would Jokic pass up that shot?
Do not know. Has to shoot that one. Monte Morris' 3 was halfway down and rattled out.
95-90 Lakers, 8.5 minutes to go in game 5. AD from the left. Gets some space, backing down, shoves away the defender Millsap. Shot missed. Dwight Howard's tip, no. Out of bounds to Denver.
Denver living a little dangerously now. Last couple possessions, Dwight Howard's been all over the offensive glass, but has not been able to come up with the rebound. I like the shots Denver's getting. They just got to put them down. They've had good looks.
8:10 on the clock and running. Jamal Murray front court. Nuggets down 3-1, trailing the Lakers 95-90. Murray darts down the lane. Finds Millsap open, corner 3, missed it. Millsap went down wanting a foul, none called. On the other end transition, LeBron James free throw line to Caruso. Left angle 3 is a miss. Tapped out by Morris, controlled by Denver at half court. Grant down the lane. Hang, shot, no good as he's fouled. Denver will get to the free throw line with 7:49 to go.
Jeremy Grant has really become an offensive force for the Denver Nuggets. He's playing with so much confidence, not just when he's got that corner jump shot, but putting the ball on the floor and attacking. You have to go into a shot blocker. He's not coming in soft with pumps. He's going right to the rim and forcing contact. See what Paul Millsap's upset about watching that replay. AD made contact with him after the shot was released, knocked him down, but they didn't get the call.
Jeremy Grant going to the line. Last two games previous, career playoff high 26 and 17 points. Last game hits the first free throw. And Jeremy Grant up to 19 points here in a must-win for Denver as the Lakers call a timeout in between free throws.
Well, you got 7:49 to play, Kesty, and just the grit, the toughness. They've had adversity throughout the course of the playoffs. They've had adversity in this series, and they've certainly had it tonight, and they just keep coming.
7:49 to go. Fourth quarter, game 5. Lakers 95, Nuggets 91. You're listening to the Western Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
If you love public radio, you know that there's so much more than one kind of NPR station. While some affiliates focus on news and talk, others specialize in playing some of the most original and refreshing music put on the airwaves. From national flagships like All Songs Considered and Tiny Desk concerts to beloved shows like Morning Becomes Eclectic from KCRW and WXPN's World Cafe. TuneIn has all the incredible stations, shows, and podcasts that make the NPR universe the most exciting place to hear and discover music. Search NPR Music to start listening.
Looking to freshen up your listening on TuneIn? Head to the homepage to discover something new. There you'll see custom recommendations based on your listening habits, along with new episodes of shows you've enjoyed in the past. Uncover your next audio obsession on the homepage.
Not sure what to listen to next? Well, here's this week's top 3 things to hear. The Stanley Cup Finals live on TuneIn Premium. Listen to find out whether the Dallas Stars or Tampa Bay Lightning will have their names chiseled into the Lord Stanley Cup. Celebrate the life of the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg and learn more about her remarkable legacy with TuneIn. Need a soundtrack for the fall? Coffee House is your destination for fresh brewed sounds, perfect for sweater weather. Featuring artists like Nora Jones, John Mayer, and more. Find these and more trending audio on the homepage of the TuneIn app.
There's one fantasy football podcast you can't leave off your roster. On the Fantasy Footballers Podcast, join expert trio Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike the Fantasy Hitman Wright as they break down the fantasy landscape with astute analysis, strong opinions, and matchup winning advice.
Back right now, it's being recorded 2 to 4 weeks. You ever hurt your groin?
I have heard a groin. It is unpleasant.
Yeah, uncomfortable. I think we have the audio from when that happened.
Search Fantasy Footballers on TuneIn to listen.
I'm Kevin Richard in our studios. Want to thank all of you who logged on to our Twitter account at NBA on ESPN Radio to vote in the AutoZone Dead in the Zone poll question. 42.5% of you said LeBron James would be the player to get in the zone tonight. Pretty good choice by y'all. 27 points, 13 boards, 9 assists, flirting with a triple-double, 1 assist shy. However, the Lakers' 116-point lead in the third quarter evaporated. It was 3 going to the fourth. It's down to 4 here because Denver just will not go away. Trying to keep their season alive. Back to Orlando with 7:49 to go. Here's Mark Kestisher.
All right, Kev, thanks a lot. And PJ, Denver winning some very important statistical categories.
Kesty, how are they winning? Lakers are shooting 53%, Denver shooting 42%, but 9 offensive rebounds to Denver for 4 for the Lakers. Believe it or not, it's 14-0 second chance points in favor of the Nuggets, who gave up 25 2 nights ago, and 11 Laker turnovers for 17 Denver points.
Jeremy Grant, 1 more free throw out of the timeout. Cans that, 95-92. Lakers lead down to 3. 7:45, clock winding, fourth quarter. LeBron James, ball overhead on the left hash. Finds Anthony Davis popping out tip of the circle. Right back to LeBron with 10. Passes left corner, Caruso. Caruso dribbles along the arc. Finds Anthony Davis 20 feet from the hoop. 4 seconds to shoot against Grant. Goes to his left, 1 bounce. Gets a foul call. Shot no good. Grant trying to defend AD. And it'll be a foul on Jeremy Grant. AD with 2 free throws coming.
Well, I can't say enough about the job on the defensive end that Jeremy Grant has given them, because there's been stretches where he's guarding LeBron, stretches where he's guarding AD. And as Mike Malone said, I'm comfortable with him guarding either. And he's leaner of frame and shorter than Anthony Davis, and yet just battling.
Anthony Davis, 2 free throws coming. First is good. And Graham has had to shoulder the load against some of the toughest competition on all 3 rounds for the Denver Nuggets. Utah in round 1, of course, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, the Clippers in round 2. Anthony Davis, second free throw, up and good as well. 22 for AD. Lakers back up 5.
Such an excellent free throw shooter. That's such a commodity for a player like Anthony Davis.
97-92 LA. 7:19 to go. Monte Morris up high. Jokic setting a screen of Caruso. Morris darts to the left elbow. Back to Jokic. Caruso in his face with 5 to shoot. Gives it to Morris. Morris hand. Shot might have been blocked. Ends up in Dwight Howard's hands. Poked away by Morris out of bounds. So it'll go to Los Angeles.
Anthony Davis just took a seat. I feel like he's going to adjust his shoes, maybe that left ankle that he turned. But how about the play of Dwight Howard?
Unbelievable pressure on the shot. He made the play. Thought Jokic should have shot it himself. Dwight Howard fully extended. That left hand, it is so difficult to get a ball up over Dwight Howard when he's contesting the shot.
It should be noted that Anthony Davis, there were some bodies sprawling, and somebody landed on his foot, and he's gingerly coming up the floor, guys.
Yeah, but his compassionate teammate LeBron just pointed to him like, get up there.
LeBron is in winning mode. A chance to get to the NBA Finals tonight. James takes Grant deep, fades from 10, and nets it. 29 for LeBron James as the Lakers take a 7-point lead. 6:40 to go here in Game 5. Nikola Jokic dribbling on the three-point arc. Now trying to cut down against Dwight Howard, who commits the personal foul out near the free throw line at 6:37 to go. That is the 3rd team foul on the Lakers in the quarter.
Well, we had a stretch in the 3rd quarter where we said Denver had to dig their heels in. They're at that stretch again right now.
99-92 LA, inbound to Jokic. Hand off to Murray, coming around to the top. Bounces in left side, Grant. Grant against Caruso, dribbling through the legs. Now will back down Caruso into the mid. Spins baseline, shot didn't touch the rim. James has it. LeBron the other way. LeBron against Murray, bowls him over, puts up a shot, no good, no whistle.
Terrible.
LeBron gets his own rebound. Outside AD for 3, buries it with 6:10 to go. A big no call, and AD has given the Lakers a 10-point spread here in Game 5.
I thought it was a charge.
It was definitely a charge. Michael Malone's asking Tony Brown why he didn't blow your whistle. He knocked him backwards.
And you can't challenge Kesty because there was no foul call.
Exactly. So timeout here with the Lakers up 10. Lakers a 3-1 series lead. 6:11 to go. 102-92. LA leading Denver. This is the Western Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
This is Chiney and Golic Jr. on ESPN Radio and on ESPN News.
Hey, this is ESPN Radio's Mike Golic Jr. here to tell you about my new show, Chiney and Golic Jr. Each weekday, I sit down with my esteemed co-host, 2-time WNBA All-Star Chiney Agwumoke, to engage with basketball fans, discuss the topics of the day, and look ahead at the night's events. Search ESPN Radio on TuneIn to listen live on weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern, or search Chiney and Golic Jr. to catch up on the latest episode.
With millions of podcasts dropping new episodes all the time, how do you keep up with all your favorites? TuneIn makes it easy. Simply head to the home screen and find your new episodes section to see the latest additions.
Hey guys, it's Mina Kimes, an NFL analyst on ESPN's NFL Live. Your daily deep dive into everything happening around the league.
Brees is thrown for more touchdown passes than any quarterback in professional football history.
Don't forget you can hear me and your favorite ESPN analysts discuss the NFL's hottest topics whenever and wherever you go with TuneIn. Watch live weekdays on ESPN TV or anytime as an on-demand podcast. Just search NFL Live on TuneIn to start listening.
If you've used TuneIn much, you probably already know how to favorite your top stations and podcasts for quick access. But did you know you can organize your favorites too? Under your favorites page on the TuneIn app, hold and drag the stations to arrange the order to your liking.
And now, a game of Commercial Chicken, brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
So the
The weather is just all over the place lately, right? One day it's hot, and the next day it's windy for a while. It's like, make up your mind already. Drivers who switch to Progressive can save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I'm Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin, weekday morning, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern, ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and ESPN News. The Los Angeles Lakers had watched their lead whittle down to 3 here in the fourth quarter, at least in the moments ago, and now it is back up to 10, 102-92. Anthony Davis, after having just 9 points at the half, he's got 16 in the second half. He and LeBron are combining for 54. Kesty, may have to double-check my math. Back to you, Doris and PJ in the fourth.
All right, Kev, thanks a lot. And Anthony Davis, that three-pointer, remember he had the game winner, PJ. Those are the first second-chance points for the Lakers tonight, and a big one.
Yeah, we talked about how important the offensive glass we thought was going to be. It has been, but it's been important for Denver. Anthony Davis and LeBron James, the number 28 out of 41 points in the second half.
29 out of 41.
And unfortunately for Denver, Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic just unable to match that pair from the Lakers.
Still 6 minutes to go, and Jamal Murray just dribbled it off his ankle on the baseline and out of bounds with 6 minutes to go in Game 5. Lakers 102, Denver 92. LeBron James across on the far left side. He's met by Jeremy Grant. Dwight Howard sets a screen. James gets to the elbow. Finds KCP back to LeBron. 10 to shoot. James holding. One dribble between the legs against Murray at the free throw line with 4. Here's a fading 17-footer. Won't rattle home. Tipped out. And a loose ball foul is going to be called against Alex Caruso at 5:36 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Only the fourth. Bonus both ways the rest of the way. Both teams have 4. Both teams have their challenge. Both teams have 3 timeouts. But the Lakers have a 10-point lead.
The Lakers looking to advance to the NBA Finals for the 32nd time in their NBA history. And as Jokic was wheeling at the top, Paul Millsap got knocked down on the baseline, a Laker foul.
KCP, I believe, last thing they want to do right now is stop the clock and put Denver on the free throw line.
Third on Caldwell Pope. That'll put Millsap on the line at 5:28 to go.
Maybe unfair because the Lakers defense is absolutely aimed at both Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, but there's no way Denver manufactures one more miraculous comeback without Jokic and or Murray stepping up in these final 5.5 minutes.
First free throw good, second one as well.
Right now the matchup is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope checking Jamal. That's leaving LeBron on Jeremy Grant.
Alex Caruso, front court bound with 5:23 left and an 8-point Laker lead. They go to Anthony Davis on the left. Davis to the elbow, jumps it up too strong. High rebound, Jeremy Grant soars for it.
I don't like settling for jump shots.
No, I thought he was ISO'd against Paul Millsap. I thought he was going to go to the rim.
Jamal Murray with the runner, can't get there. Tapped by Millsap. Whirling dervish got hit by KCP and knocked down to the deck again.
Okay, this is where Paul Millsap just hustling and continuing to work.
And Frank Vogel getting gray hair watching what's happening right here.
Just constant fouling. I mean, Millsap's only 1 for 7, 1 for 4, but he's made 8 of 9 threes.
Well, they had 3 fouls. Don't forget, Alex Caruso gets an over-the-top going for an offensive rebounding. And now KCP with 2 fouls in the next 2 possessions.
You can't relax against this team. I mean, their persistence, and I'll just say it again, their grit, they're not going away. You better close this game if you're the Lakers.
A vampire's the one you got to put a stake through their heart.
That's right, yes.
And 2 free throws by Paul Millsap. Yeah, that sun's been trying to rise on the Denver Nuggets, or better yet, been trying to set. And they have won 6 elimination games over 2 rounds. Down 3 games to 1, back within 6. Here's James, jump pass to Dwight Howard, goes up, got fouled, shot rolls off, Dwight will shoot two. 4:50 left in the fourth quarter.
I hope that's not on Jokic.
And the foul is tagged to. It is on Jokic, number 5.
He can't do that. He's got to either let him dunk it or let Jeremy Grant, who was trying to foul him from the other side. Just a bad foul by Nikola Jokic.
Now you target him. Now you just target him for the final 450 because he can't foul out.
Interesting. Frank comes back with Danny Green. I thought we would see Rajon Rondo.
Dwight Howard made the first free throw. Jokic has fouled out just once this season.
More size with Danny Green. You're keeping Caruso in.
He's keeping Caruso in. Yeah. I think he comes with both of them. Look at this.
Great free throw by Howard. Denver had it knocked away by Caruso out of bounds on the far side, nearly stolen.
Yeah, nearly the wrong call. Zach Zarba came in from down the line and corrected.
4:46 on the clock, fourth quarter, game 5. Lakers 103, Denver 96. Jokic hands off to Grant. They get it to Monte Morris with a bounce pass to Jokic on the right. Baseline gets around Howard, wrap around, and one for Jokic. 4:35 to play.
Easy, Dwight. He's barking at Zach Zarba.
That'll be 5 on Dwight Howard.
He's got a little bit of a gripe. There was not a lot of contact there. Nice move by Jokic. Goes baseline and then shoots a righty shot on the other side of the backboard over his left shoulder.
How many bigs are making that play?
No way.
3-point play. Nikola Jokic up to 18, and Denver's back within 4. 103-99 Los Angeles. The Lakers are going to win the West tonight. They're going to have to earn it. Here's LeBron at the top. Danny Green straight on 3, straight down with 4:19 to go.
Big capital B shot by Danny Green.
Made a few in his postseason career.
Yes, he has.
7-point Laker lead. Jokic hands it off to Morris on the right. Monte into the lane. Jump pass to Grant. Wide open triple. No good from the left. Rebounded by the Brow.
Wow, they needed that one. Jamal Murray was open in the corner. Jeremy Grant had the option of taking the 3 or one more pass to Jamal Murray.
LeBron James taking some time here with 3:45 to go. He's got another triple-double. Little step back deep two. Good. 31-point triple-double for LeBron James. Lakers lead by 9 with 3:40 left in game 5.
2 enormous jump shots go for the Lakers. A really big 3 for Denver by Jeremy Grant from the left wing. Does not go.
That's the 4th playoff triple-double this season for LeBron James. His 3rd 30-point triple-double this postseason. And our instant analysis is brought to you by Farmers Insurance. With policy perks from Farmers Insurance, you can unlock discounts, save money, and get added coverages. Get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks by calling 1-800-FARMERS. And Doris, remember, this was a 90-88 Laker lead with 10:26 to go. LeBron James and Anthony Davis both on the offensive end trying to carry them to the final.
Yeah, there's a reason they're both first-team All-NBA. Excellent skill set for both of them. Very difficult checks. Even when you've sent multiple defenders at them, they've been able to get work done. But LeBron, I loved what PJ said at one point in this game. Nobody leads the path to the finals in the NBA better than LeBron James. How about only Magic Johnson has more triple-doubles in a single postseason for the Lakers than LeBron James,
who has 9 of his 31 in the fourth quarter. Anthony Davis has 16 of his 25 here in the second half. And Denver once again going to have to scratch and claw, down 9, 108-99. Lakers lead Denver, 3:40 to go. Mark Kestecher, PJ Carlissimo, Doris Burke on hand at Disney. Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals on ESPN Radio. Monte Morris from right to left into the front court. Out of the timeout, Morris on the left angle with a dribble. Bounces it to Jokic against Howard. 15 feet away. He'll jump shot it in. Jokic with 2 more.
They got to just feed him. They have to go to Nikola Jokic. Whatever happens, it's got to be him making it happen.
He's got 20. Denver back within 7. LeBron with it, walking to the 3-point line with a dribble on the right hand against Jamal Murray. Takes him into the mid-post, spins, fades, fires, and connects again. 33 for LeBron James with 15 rebounds and 10 assists. 110-101 Los Angeles. 3 minutes to go. Here's Jokic spinning down the lane. Pass out to the corner. Millsap triple. No. Tapped by Danny Green and controlled by Caruso. 2:45 on the clock. James in the front court. Standing dribble. Going to use a little more clock here as he works his way to the three-point line. Shot clock at 10. James, another fader. Another make. 35 for James. A chance to get to the finals for the 10th time in his career, and he's given the Lakers an 11-point lead with 2:25 left. Here's Jamal Murray finding a spot from 15 with an answer.
First bucket for him since the 9:20 mark. This is the guy who's been leading the way in those fourth quarters.
Michael Malone's exhorting his team when they're on offense, get up the floor. We got to attack quickly. LeBron has the ball. He doesn't have to attack quickly.
112-103 Los Angeles. James, heat check from three. Answered again. 38 for LeBron James, carrying the Lakers to the finish line of the Western Conference Finals. 12-point lead, 1:57 to go. Timeout, Denver.
There's a reason he's the greatest player of his generation, and we'll see what happens and who evaluates who's the greatest of all time. PJ, I'll tell you, when it's winning time, he's been absolutely brilliant.
What was that Manu Ginobili tweet?
LeBron.
Unbelievable. It's just so obvious how much he wants to win and how important. Anytime his team slips a little bit, he will first tell them, but then he shows them. He goes, this is what we have to do right now. And he goes out and does it. And it's so obvious, that will to win. And if you're not going to do it, okay, then I will.
LeBron James with 16 fourth quarter points, 9 in a row, 1:57 to go. Lakers 115, Denver 103, a 38-point triple-double for LeBron James.
And they're not easy shots. I want you to think about some of the fadeaway shots he's had to make under duress of a pretty good contest. I mean, absolutely incredible. So the third career playoff game with 30 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists, and that ties the great Oscar Robertson all time.
He's been carving out a place on the Mount Rushmore of NBA for a long time. Trying to lead a third different team to an NBA Finals. The Cavs, the Heat, and a minute 57 away from the Lakers getting there. Denver has it down 12. Millsap right corner guarded by Anthony Davis. Now to Jamal Murray. Jump pass to the left side. Grant gets off a three that misses. Anthony Davis flies in for the rebound. 1:40 left on the clock. And the Lakers with a 115-103 lead. LeBron James again. Bouncing some time off the clock as he passes it to Caruso. Back to LeBron. 6 to shoot. Finds Caruso on the drive. Over to Davis. Another three try. This is off the front rim. No. Denver rebounds, minute 20 to go. Down floor, Monte Morris puts it up on a scoop shot that scores. Denver down 10.
Michael Malone signaling to his guys, get up and pressure. We got to start to trap and try to make some things happen.
And they get a turnover. Here's the bad pass intercepted by Murray. Murray drives James deep, puts it up and in. Denver down 8. 1:02 left.
Lakers had better take care of the ball.
Alex Caruso in the backcourt gets it to AD, who gets across the timeline. He'll fight Caruso, take a few more seconds off the clock. 50 seconds to go, 10 to shoot. Foul near midcourt as AD will go to the free throw line. Paul Millsap reaching in that time. The Los Angeles Lakers had gone 6 consecutive seasons missing the postseason. This is their first playoff run since 2013. First run to the Western Conference Finals since 2010. And looking to get to the finals for the first time since. Been a decade. And with LeBron James and Anthony Davis in tow, 48 seconds to go on the board as Davis hits the first to put them up 116 to 107. Tavius Caldwell-Pope entering the lineup. Dwight Howard will take a seat.
Yep, you want somebody who can guard against the three-point shot. You still have Anthony Davis and LeBron James to go and rebound if necessary.
AD's second free throw good as well. 27 for Anthony Davis. 10-point lead, Los Angeles. 45 seconds to go. Monte Morris on the right wing finds Murray at the top. Murray tried to go behind the back with it and instead turned it over. The Lakers have it with 35 seconds to go.
That ball was actually stolen from Jamal by LeBron James. It was like, I'm not letting the blue arrow get a look at three here.
Adding a steal to his ledger of 38 points, 15 boards, 10 assists. 20 seconds left, 6 on the shot clock. James will send it to Caruso on the left. Denver has called off the Dogs. They'll let this shot clock expire.